Test, 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 test. Test, test, testing, testing.
Are we missing a cable over here, Coach?
Probably. Yes, this one right here.
Yes, right on.
Don't forget, at 7 mark, we will be doing the playing of our national anthem or the playing of our players.
You don't have power, Charlie?
You're good and everything? You got a good angle there from this crazy spot. You got a good breeze coming in from the backside. It'll be all right.
All right, so
you can actually walk out there and push it over if you need to.
So let's go. Okay, 6, 8 pound, 2, 3, 3 pound, 1, 5, 8 pound. This thing's crooked. 1, 2, 0.
Man, that's a long back.
There goes, it's climbing now. There's good numbers now. Test, test, test. Testing. Can you guys hear us at the radio?
1, 2. Radio.
Can you guys hear us at the station? All right. We apologize for the delay. We got told we had to be in like 3 different spots, and everywhere we went, they moved us. So now we're just got our stuff back set up. You guys can, yeah, we're sweating and breathing heavy, but we're gonna try to get up and running. We will check. Let me check on Hobbs America and just see how we sound there.
That was crazy.
Yes, it was.
The beats being in the sun.
Video is clear. All right. That's what we like to hear.
And once again, we'll be going through a window tonight.
So let's see. 45? What time is it now? 45? Yeah, will you give us maybe just a minute or two? I'd like to hear us on the, I see the video. I'd like to see if we can hear our sound okay, and that way we can adjust the volume
as needed.
Give me just a second, and then I'll tell you. So probably about maybe 2 minutes. I don't hear us. I don't hear our sound on the broadcast.
Take some phone calls.
See, they're hearing us, but the volume is very low. Let's see here. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Test, test.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Run. Stop.
Test, test, test.
Pass.
Test, test.
Jones. It's still going over.
Yeah, we're about 2 minutes behind on this thing. So I turned this up. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yes, ma'am.
About what time do you want to go?
Let me look here really quick and see. It's 12:46. I'm shooting for let's say about 1 minute. So if you want to go ahead and start, I'm just trying to get our sound right. And right now, the volume I'm hearing on the Hobbs America,
it's not that great.
Is not good. Our sound is very low. Yeah, and I've got people sending me messages saying we can't hear you on the stream.
Okay. We got about a minute 45 left in this song, and we'll go after this song. And then once we get you started going on the air, I'll be sure to check the stream for you, and I'll let you know from there.
Okay. Awesome. I've got it going right now on my phone, and it is very low. So I'm going to have to do some adjusting.
Turn this.
There it is. We've got it. We are good to go.
Great.
Yeah, we're perfect there. Might get a little too loud. We'll turn it down as needed. If you can let us know on that.
So we did it with that one right there. So we should be good. All right. Now I got everybody saying we're good.
Should we close the door? I'm cold.
Yeah, that's fine. Once we
cool down, accumulate. Was that what it called?
Now we'll be able to sit down and relax a little bit.
Got a minute till intro?
Okay.
You're chewing gum, you know that. Nah, we're good. Man, that pole's right in the way. Let me have my coat, please, sir.
All right. Good evening or good afternoon. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting really
30
close.
seconds till go.
30 seconds. We're getting really close to getting started here. We apologize for our somewhat late start. For those of you listening back home, we're getting ready to get up and running. We're just testing mics and setting everything up. We got three greens over there.
3 green, 2 yellow.
And flashing. So
Until intro?
Thank you. If you need it, you can keep it because I. Okay, got one. We'll share, sir.
Intro starting.
Lady at the food over there asked her what her broadcast on. I told her I was American. She's going to call her cousin or something.
You still hear me, Jones?
I do.
We might have to because when that wind blows in, you can hear on the mic. Huh? Might have to close that door.
You
Yes,
got
sir.
30?
If you can.
$15. Five, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tularosa, New Mexico, where Nullmark Broadcasting will be bringing you the semifinals of the NMAA State Football Playoffs. This afternoon, the 15-time defending state champion Eunice Cardinals will be facing undefeated number 2 seeded Tularosa Wildcats in a 2A playoff battle. The winner here will advance to the state championship game to be played next week. The loser will head over to the gymnasium to start basketball. I'm Jimmy Jones alongside Rosendo Caballero, and Charlie Fairbrush is rocking the camera again this afternoon. It's playoff time, and today's game can be heard on Kicks 102.9 or 103 FM. Or HobbsAmerica.com by clicking on the Cardinal, or on YouTube at Eunice Sports. We want to start today by giving our thoughts and prayers to our main man, Leonard Skinnerd White. We hope all is well for him and wish him a speedy recovery, and also with Eunice Fire Chief Eddie Fabella. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys and your families. Also, we want to send our condolences to the Snyder family. Mr. Snyder passed away about a week ago, another Cardinal sports staple. His son, Brent Snyder, was a member of the Stonewall and state champion Eunice Cardinals back in the 90s. I played alongside Brent. He was an all-state player, a great young man, and his father was a great one. He was at every Cardinal sports event back in those days, and he was in everything involved with Eunice. He will be missed. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of those. The Cardinals enter tonight's contest as the number 3 seed, and the Wildcats are the number 2 seed. It looks like we're going to say our pledge, so I want to send it back to the station for 30 seconds and a word from our sponsors. I apologize.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clear.
Thank you, one and all.
That was quick.
I know, that was a very quick pledge. That speaker's loud. I wonder if he's coming to that door. Should we close that door?
10.
Either one
I
that's
think
open?
it's right there.
Oh, okay.
3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. They dropped the Pledge of Allegiance on us real quick with no warnings. We apologize. The Cardinals enter tonight's contest as the number 3 seed. The Wildcats are the number 2 seed. Eunice comes into tonight with 3 losses on the season. That's more losses than they had the previous 4 years combined. However, they have played a very tough schedule. In fact, one of the top 5 toughest schedules in 2A football this year, according to Max Preps. They lost the opening game of the season to the number 1 seeded 3A team in New Mexico, an undefeated Raton, a team who has pretty much walked through the toughest teams in the state of New Mexico. Eunice also lost to top private school in Texas in Lubbock Christian. They had another loss to 2A number 1 seed Jal, who has already punched their ticket to the state championship game next week. Eunice also had wins over 3 top 10 ranked teams this season. Tularosa comes into this game undefeated. However, according to Max Preps, don't kill the messenger, but according to Max Preps, they had the 2nd worst strength of schedule rating in all of 2A football in New Mexico. That's not to say that this Tularosa team is not a very good football team, because they definitely are, just stating the facts when it comes to the schedules. The only team both schools played is Hot Springs. Eunice beat Hot Springs 54-6, and in 3 quarters, Tularosa beat Hot Springs 48-0 in 4 quarters. With all that said, Tularosa has not been an easy place to play historically. Eunice has struggled to win here in Tularosa over the years. The multiple season winning streak that ended here a few years ago, this is where it ended. Eunice was on a 3-season win streak, and they ended that streak right here. I know my senior year, we lost to Tularosa right here during the regular season by multiple touchdowns, then turned around and beat them by multiple touchdowns in the state championship game later that season, at the conclusion of the season. Let's see, I'm getting told to turn down the stream a little bit, so I'll try to adjust it. It's such a fine, you touch it just a little bit, and then everybody can't hear you. So I adjusted it a little bit. Let me know how that sounds. Let's see. With all that said, this game has the makings of a great football game here today. Eunice enters tonight's semifinal battle after a huge win over Hagerman in the quarterfinals. Hagerman entered the playoffs as the number 6 seed in the state. In that game, Eunice looked like the Eunice of old, destroying Hagerman 54-3 at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Tularosa enters tonight's game after beating Lordsburg 28-8 in the quarterfinals. In that game, it was an 8-8 score until late in the 3rd quarter. For the season, Eunice team is led by number 13, senior quarterback Conager Pierce. He has rushed for 594 yards and 11 touchdowns. He's also 120 for 231 passing with 215 passing yards. He has passed for 25 touchdowns. It's pretty impressive. He's tough. He's physical. He's got a cannon for an arm. He can throw it hard, and he can throw it a long ways. Running back Micah Tippett is the workhorse for the Cardinals. He's carried the ball over 100 times for nearly 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. He's fast. He can break a big play at any minute. He has rushed for over 100 yards in 5 games this season. He has almost 1,400 all-purpose yards on the season. Eunice has a good stable of receivers. George Ortega leads the team with 27 catches for 364 yards and 3 touchdowns. Micah Tippett has caught 20 passes for 383 yards and 5 touchdowns. Ashton Thompson has 23 catches for a team-leading 500 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's averaging almost 23 yards a catch. And one note, glasses have changed this young man's life. In the first 3/4 of the season, he'd catch about every other pass that came his way. He got some glasses, and I don't think he's missed a catch since.
Hasn't dropped the ball yet.
And, pretty neat deal. Sean Stinson has 24 catches for 414 yards and 4 touchdowns. Zeke Benton was out most of the season due to an injury. He's come back late and may be the biggest threat in this receiving department. He has 259 yards on only 17 catches and 2 touchdowns. He was very impressive last week. He finally looks healthy, and he stood out in last week's game on both sides of the football. On the defensive side, Eunice is led by number 58, Ovion Taveros. He leads the team in tackles for loss, and sacks. Antonio Granados is the most physical player for the Cardinals. He's 5'11", 245, and I've mentioned before he can bench press a small house or a large vehicle. Jonathan Caballero, outside linebacker, who's been around the ball almost every play this year. He's not very big, but makes up for it in heart. Brady Colburn, George Ortega, Brandon Trevino will also make some great plays from that linebacker position. Sean Stinson, Zeke Benton, and Mr. Tippett have done some good things the last couple of weeks from the defensive back spot. Eunice is coached by Greg Jackson. Jackson's in his third year. He came to Eunice after numerous years at Hobbs as their JV coach under Charles Gleghorn. He's 23-4 on the year. I won't go over all of the other things that I had to say here. The one thing that I will say is I didn't get a lot of stats on Tularosa coming in because they're one of those schools that don't post most of their stuff. I get it. I understand why some teams do that, but it does make it hard for us to give those youngsters credit, so there's no numbers or whatnot. So with that said, we hurried, we scrambled in, they moved us around a couple times. We're set up here. Rosendo, your thoughts?
Well, after I catch my breath, I'm ready to play some football. It's a beautiful day. I mean, the guys look calm, cool, and collective out there, so that's a good sign for the Eunice Cardinals.
You know, I do want to make sure that we short out to Jorge Ontiveros. Today is his birthday.
Wow.
And Ovi Ontiveros' birthday is tomorrow. Those two young men were in the hospital at the same time when they were born. They're out here playing on this team, and they're what could be their last football game of the year. And, unless we play next week, which
yes.
I think we're very capable of doing. So both teams are on the field. Eunice won the toss and elected to receive. So the Cardinals are planning to receive this kickoff. Tularosa's got the ball out there on the field, ready to kick off. Tularosa will be in the dark uniforms. They're maroon with a maroon helmet. Eunice is wearing the white pants with a red stripe and red numbers, white helmet with a cardinal on the side. They'll be going from our right to left. We do have glass in front of us, so if there's a reflection, we apologize.
It's weird looking.
So here we go. It's number 2 versus number 3. The winner goes to the state championship, and here's the kickoff. They kick it back to, that's number 2.
At 2 or 5?
It looked like number 2, Angel Gomez. No, it's number 5.
Ashton.
So that's Ashton Thompson. He gets the ball out to about the 30-yard line. So Eunice will take over 1st and 10. Ball's going to be spotted right at the 30-yard line.
Once again, I think the big difference is we're playing on grass, natural grass. It looks kind of green, but not 100%, so it's going to be tough on our
Kind of looks like
players.
A golf course out there,
Does
little green spots and dark spots. Eunice is already up to the line of scrimmage. They run that hurry-up offense. They've got trips to the right, one out to the left, Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. So here we go. We're getting started. The first offensive play for the Cardinals. Here's the snap. They hand it to Tippett up the middle. Tippett's met in the backfield, and he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
He ran into his offensive player there. I think there's a little busted play on how to run the ball there, but we'll get there.
Looked like the defensive line pushed our offensive line back into our people. So they're looking over to the sideline, getting the call again. They've got trips right again. One receiver out to the left. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. It's 2nd down and 10. Ball spotted at the 30. Looks like they've got the blitz coming, and looks like our receivers left. Oh, he's
pointing towards Eunice.
Well, yeah, but he was pointing on his hips.
Oh.
So that'll be on Tularosa. So I guess Tularosa must have been lined up in the
That announcer gets ahead of himself. Doesn't he call offsides on Eunice?
Yeah, well, see, and this guy signaled. He put his hands on his hips. He's now covering it this way. So, see, the hands on the hips should be on Eunice or on Tularosa. Now they're going to scoot Eunice back. So here we go again. We've had an interesting year. I tell people all the time, I try not to be hard on officials, but I call it like I see it. He made that call on the other side. Anyway, so they've scooted us back. It's going to be 2nd and 15. They are preparing to snap. They snap the ball. He's looking left. He's got a man down the left sideline, and it just gets through his hands and finds the ground.
On that back end. And remember, he's running into the sun, so he had to look back probably at the sun and try to catch that. So that's a little difficult.
So that's an incomplete pass down the left sideline or down the Eunice sideline.
It was a pretty pass.
It did. It looked like he had some nice touch, had some air underneath it. So that's going to make it 3rd and 15. Ball spotted at the 25. Eunice heads back to the line of scrimmage. They've got an empty backfield. 2 receivers to the left, 3 out here to the right. Pierce in the shotgun all by himself. He takes the snap. He's looking down the field. They've got some pressure coming after him. He's going to throw the ball down the field. He's got a man open, and it is caught for a 1st down.
That's 1-4, same play.
Out to the 34-yard line.
Stinson.
Sean Stinson with a great catch, a great throw by Pierce.
That was beautiful, and they went back to the same play earlier.
It's the same play they ran the last time, just from a different formation.
They seen something there.
Eunice is up to the line of scrimmage quick. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Pierce in the backfield. He snapped. They take the snap. He's going to try to go right up the middle. He's got some room. He's going to pick up 8, 9, maybe
fumble.
10, and he fumbled the ball at the end.
Oh, they're calling him down.
Okay.
They called him down first.
The one thing, and I didn't get to it a while ago because we were in a rush, but the one thing I've said the Cardinals could not do is turn the ball over.
Yeah. I agree
So it's
with
going
you.
to be 1st and 10. That ball, they called it down before the ball came out.
And we
Trips
got
to
a
the
first down
right,
out of it, so that's good.
2 to the left. Pierce in the backfield again by himself. He's making the call here. Here's the snap. He's looking down the field. Tularosa's coming with the whole team. They're all after him.
Throw it.
They're all after him. And Pierce doesn't get rid of the ball, and he gets knocked down for a huge loss.
Is that 5, 10 loss?
Man, he's got to get rid of that ball right there for sure.
Yes. I concur on that 100%. We do not need any of that football tonight. Or today, I apologize.
So it is 2nd and looks like about 18. Ball's going to be spotted at the 29. Move back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. Here comes the snap. Looking down the field. Got some pressure again. They're running a little screen.
Oh, he got hit hard.
And Thompson gets crushed on the screen. The linebacker read it the whole way and hit him hard as he tried to make that catch.
On that throw, it was a little too high for him. Kind of floated into him and left him open.
So that's going to make it 3rd down in a long ways.
They're
3rd
laying
and
some
18.
hits down, man. Tularosa's hitting out there. There you are hitting.
So Cardinals come back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. They just spread out their offensive line a little bit. Now he steps back. He's ready. He takes the snap. He's looking downfield. He pump fakes.
Spins.
He throws it down the field. He's got a man back there.
He forced it.
It is
interception.
picked off.
Interception.
Floated it a little too much, and they intercept it at what looks like about
Eunice.
the 1. Oh, no, they're going to say that he was in the end zone. They're waving back. It looked like he was down about the goal line. But anyway, they're going to say the interception took place in the end zone, and they're going to give Tularosa the 1st down at the 20.
I cannot see that line from here. I'm not going to lie.
I just mentioned turnovers, and that is the one thing that anybody that's asked me my opinion on this game, I've said, Eunice, if they cannot turn the ball over, I think they win easily. If they turn it over, I think they're in a bind. And so here we go. We'll see if things get a little better. So
We'll see what the defense does here.
the clock shows 10 minutes on the clock. So maybe. So it's 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 20. Tularosa takes over. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun. He's looking past the whole way. He throws it out here to the left side, and there's nobody even
there.
close.
Nobody there at all.
So the clock is now down at 9:56. That's strange to me.
That is strange.
Huh? What? Am I losing it, or are normal quarters? Are they? They're
Don't
10
give me
minutes,
the lie.
12 minutes?
I don't look at the clock until halftime. I ain't gonna
Anyway,
lie.
so it's 9:56 remaining in the first quarter. It's 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass from Tularosa. Tularosa comes back to the line of scrimmage. They've got 1 receiver right and 1 to the left. This time they're in that old school power I formation with a fullback and a running back, quarterback under center. They're going to hand it straight up the middle.
we missed him.
Oh, we had him in the backfield. That was Brandon Trevino that came up and had him a yard deep in the
And that's
backfield.
pretty rare. He usually wraps him up pretty good.
Yeah, and the running back gets free and picks up about, we'll call it 3, a long 3.
A long three.
So ball spotted about the 24-yard line. They need to get just past the 30 for a 1st down. So we'll call it 4 yards that he picked up there. It's 3rd and 6 on the scoreboard, 9:29 and ticking.
They have a slow coming up to the ball, aren't they?
Yeah, that old school type of setup.
Kinda like
Quarterback under center again. He's got 1 running back behind him, 1 wide to the right. They're going to pitch out here to the left side. They had a lot of people
good
there
gang
for him.
tackle there, man.
And they come up. Ovion Taveras had him about 4 yards in the backfield. He
Kevin
came up
Garcia
and
and-
turned him in and got a hand on him, and then the whole rest of the Cardinal defense
Kevin Garcia and Antonio Granado
come up
good
and
hit.
finished him.
Yep.
So Ovi had a hand on him about 3-4 yards in the backfield, but couldn't bring him down. And then the whole Cardinal defense came in. So it's going to be 4th down, and we're going to call it, they're saying 4th and 4 up on the scoreboard. Looks more like 4th and 5. Ball spotted right about the 25.
We got number 10 trying to receive for Eunice, going to receive for Eunice.
Tularosa's in their punt formation. They are going to punt it. They punt it straight
straight up.
up
Get out of the way,
into
one.
the air. and it takes a huge.
Oh, what's that, 15
wow.
yards?
The ball only flew about 18, 20 yards in the air, but then when it hit the ground, it bounced straight toward the Tularosa goal line, and so it took a 20 yards bounce.
It works. It works.
So Eunice is going to take over now after the punt from Tularosa. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 36. It'll be 1st and 10, Eunice Cardinals. 8:28 on the clock. Beautiful background or backdrop here in Tularosa. You can see the mountains out over the hills, and
It is nice, huh?
are out over the backdrop. The trees are all changing colors. Pretty neat scenery. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. Eunice comes to the line. They waste no time. They play quick. Here's the snap. They snap it straight to Tippett. And he gets to about the line of scrimmage, ran into the back of one of his own blockers, and they drug him down by the feet.
I think we have 12-minute quarters, Jimmy.
Okay, well, that answers that question.
People out there listening, sending answers. Thank you.
Definitely,
Thank
we
you,
appreciate you. So 8:10 on the clock. It is ticking. 2 receivers left. We've got 1 to the right now. They're looking toward the sideline for the call. Now we're going to have trips left. One receiver out to the right. That's Benton. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. They stopped, and now they're looking over toward the sideline again. So they've changed the play. Now they've got an empty backfield. 4 receivers to the left. Here comes the blitz. They're rolling left.
Oh, he's blocked.
The defensive lineman for Tularosa bats the ball down right at the line of scrimmage. We had an open receiver out there running the out. Pierce tried to fire it through, and they knocked it down.
That guy timed it just perfectly fine on the defensive side, blocked that ball.
I want to make sure we thank some sponsors. Parker Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools. I'll get some others in a second. 7:43, the clock is stopped because of the incomplete pass.
3rd and 10.
3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield again. Pierce in the backfield by himself. Here's the snap. He's looking down the field. He's got a lot of people coming after him. He unloads it down the field.
You had 2 receivers out there. Who was it for?
I'm not sure. He threw it down the field, and he was under a lot of pressure. And so that's going to make it 4th and 10 for the Cardinals. The punt team comes onto the field.
We did not get 1 yard on that offensive drive there.
No, we didn't.
But that was a good pass. I mean, if hindsight's 20/20, that was a good pass. Just everybody's confused out there on that one.
So the punt team is on the field.
It looks good.
7:37 remaining here in the first quarter. It's 0-0 here in Tularosa. Looks like we're missing some people, so they're running some people out onto the field.
We look a little flustered out there, don't we?
So here we go. They're ready to go. The Wildcats giving the countdown, so that means we've got to snap it.
Hand.
Oh, and Tularosa takes the timeout. Eunice was a little discombobulated there, and Tularosa decided to take a timeout. While we've got this timeout, I want to make sure to thank some other sponsors. Cardinal Hardware, Ashley Davis, Chris Myers, Miss Ortega, and all the staff. Thank you guys for all you do. The City of Eunice, Mayor Billy Hobbs, Candy, Brett, John, all the gang down there. We appreciate you guys. The Whitmire family and Zia Auto Shop. Thank you guys for all you do. Redbird Gas, Brett Parker. It was just his birthday this past week. Happy birthday, as was Mr. Hobbs, Billy Hobbs. It was his birthday as well. IPS, Philip Ingram, Donnie Graham and crew, Tyler Briones. We appreciate you guys. Lasco Construction, John Ragsdale, Albertsons Market, the Pattersons, R360, Les Elliott. We appreciate you guys for all you do. So anyway, here we are in Tularosa. The semifinals, like I said, we rushed up here. Initially, they had us set up in the other side bleachers. Then we moved over to the home side to the press box.
And the press box sits high. That's a lot of steps, man.
And on the way over here, we were told we couldn't get in here, so they were moving us again. And then at the last second, somebody said, yes, you can. So we apologize. We're breathing heavy, and we were scrambling to get this thing started.
And we're boxed in, no wind's blowing.
7:37 remaining. Eunice back to punt. They take it and bunt the ball down the field. It was almost blocked.
Oh, get out of the way, son.
And so by the time it's all said and done, it's going to.
Didn't the ball hit him over here in the foot?
Man,
that's why it bounced back.
Kind of looked that way, but they're not calling anything there. So we're going to say it's theirs. Basically, from the original line of scrimmage, that would have been about a 12-yard punt. But anyway, so it's going to be 1st and 10 Tularosa. They're going to have good field position this time right at the 45-yard line.
And puts the defense in a tight bind right now, man.
Yep. So the defense is out on the field.
Again.
Tularosa going from our right to left. They head up to the line of scrimmage. They got some beef on that offensive
height,
line.
ain't
Those
it?
are
It's
some
tall.
big kids. Trips to the right, 2 out here to the left, empty backfield. They're in the
confusion over here.
shotgun. They snap it, and they're looking down the field. They got a lot of pressure coming after him. Looked like that was Hawkins. Jerry Hawkins
was pushed from the
had
back,
the
right?
quarterback probably 10 yards deep in the backfield. Looked like he got hit in the back. They knocked him down right as he was getting his hands on the quarterback. The quarterback breaks around the end and then picks up about 5 yards.
He didn't get far. He had a lot of green area where he should have gone further, but he didn't.
So that's going to make it 2nd and 5. Ball spotted right at midfield at the 50. 7:20 on the clock.
I really don't want to stand the home game, but you cannot see nothing sitting down.
Yeah, we're having to stand and like peek around the corner like we're playing peekaboo.
I have to show 'em a
2
comfortable
receivers
shoes.
to the right, 3 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun. They snap it back to him. He's looking down the field. He's got a man open down the sidelines.
Broken.
And they
Whose man was
overthrow him.
that?
We didn't have anybody up
He was
there.
wide open, man.
Eunice's defensive backfield is debating and discussing it.
They're all looking at each other, so.
We had Tippett and number 1, that's Kevin Garcia, that were in the general vicinity, but the offensive receiver was probably
He was wide
15
open.
yards behind
And on that
anybody.
play, the quarterback barely threw him out. Overthrew him barely.
Just
but that was
couldn't-
a score touchdown for sure for
He
Tularosa.
couldn't quite get to it, so it was 7:15 remaining here in the first. It's 3rd and 5, ball spotted at the 50.
You couldn't believe it was that wide open, huh?
1 receiver right, 1 to the left. They're in the I formation in the backfield. Quarterback under center. They try to get the Cardinals to jump off sides. Then they hand it to the second man through, straight up the middle. He's
gang
going to
tackle
pick
there,
up
huh?
about 3, but a good job by the Cardinals, led by Antonio Granados. And also in there was number 4. That's
Colburn.
Brady Colburn.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. So 6:59 and ticking. It's going to be 4th down and about 2. Ball just past midfield. They've got it spotted at the 47. Let's see what Tularosa has here.
They're going for it?
They're going to go for it. They've got a full house backfield. Well, now they don't. They send them out to the right. So they've got trips out to the right. They're going to have quarterback under center with a solo back under. And
He
now
called
they're going to
timeout.
call a timeout.
He called a timeout. They didn't give it to him right away. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He called timeout, nothing.
So
That's 2 timeouts in this quarter already.
6:32 remaining here. Tularosa calls their second timeout in about the last minute. And we'll keep it here. Make sure to thank some folks. Brett and Penny Parker, Parker Energy Services. They're hiring CDL drivers. You can apply at 2350 Avenue O. Great company to work for. Head on down there and see the folks at Parker Energy Services. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews, and crew. Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, Brian, Nikki, Elma, Aaron, Yadi, and the gang. Eunice Public Schools, Dwayne Haynes, Cynthia Sims, Rosendo, Matt Coy, Kenny Reed, Ashley Davis, David Gallegos, and all the staff. We appreciate you guys and all you do. Without you, we couldn't bring these broadcasts.
On that last time out, I think he was trying to get us off sides. I think they're going to go out there and punt it. And we have a different receiver back to receiving if they punt.
So we got Tippett back, it
Tippett
looks
there,
like
okay.
this time. Looks like basically what we've got is kind of our normal defensive setup on the field.
I concur.
So they're in a punt formation this time. 6:32 remains here in the first. Tularosa's in the punt formation. It would not surprise me at all to see some sort of fake here.
It's a good position. It's a good spot in the field to do it.
So they snap it back to the punter, and he's going to punt
Ooh.
it. Ovi Ontiveros
That's a
almost
beautiful
gets
punt.
to it. That ball hits, and it's going to
it's
skip
going to go
all the way
to
down.
oh.
And it is barely gets into the end zone. 2 Tularosa
Man.
players dove for it at the goal
I thought
line.
he was going to stop it at the 1.
Ontiveros almost
man,
got
that
his
scared me.
fingers on the punt.
Yeah, that was
and
close.
then that punt ends up flying about 60 yards into the end
It
zone.
was a pretty punt by their side.
So Eunice will take over 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 20. Same place we started basically at the beginning of the game. So
Deja vu, huh?
yeah.
And we're still in the first quarter.
Yes, with a 0-0
0-0,
score. So 1st and 10 Cardinals. Once again, we've got 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. Eunice has it. 1st and 10, ball at the 20. Here goes the snap. They're looking down the field. They're going to run Pierce straight up the middle. He's got a little space. He's going to pick up about 7, maybe a little more. We'll see
Our
where they
receivers
spot it.
moved a little too quick there, man.
Yes.
Again.
We do that a lot of times, and like I said, it must be a different setup than when I was a kid. When you played receiver, you looked inside and waited for the ball to move. Ours take off on like the clap or something. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pearson Tippett in the
See?
backfield. They hand it to
Good.
Tippett.
There it
Tippett's
is.
got a
There's
little
the
space. He
workhorse.
breaks around the left side,
Ooh.
picks up a big gain of, I'd say he got about 10. He's all the way out past the 35-yard line.
And you got us a first down. That's what counts.
And that is a first down, Cardinals. First down, Cardinals. All right.
Too
and
soon.
The ball is at the 36 on the left hash.
And this is the second time he touches the ball, hand it off to him.
So 2 receivers left,
Give it to him again.
2 to the right. We got an interesting setup in the backfield. They're going to hand it. No, they fake the handoff, and then they.
Oh, give it to
Oh, he
him.
should have pitched it.
That's a good call on the coach right there.
So
That's
they
a really
ran
good
a
call.
little interesting option play that they haven't ran all year. The pitch man was open. Pierce tried to give him the Allen Iverson pump fake, and as he did that, he faked it, and then the defense collapsed on him. He picks up about 3 though. It's second. We'll call it 7.
I would have took 10 over 3. Oh.
Oh, who is
Who
that
moved
out
first?
there? That's number 7-4. That's Leo. So the Eunice left tackle jumps out there. I think that's Leo. So he jumps off sides. They're going to scoot us back 5. Or illegal motion. So that's going to make it second, and we'll call it 12. 5:11 on the clock. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield. Pierce in the shotgun all by himself. Ball spotted about we'll call it the 34. They snap back. He's looking down the field. He's got a little pressure.
Oh,
He then throws it.
Man, how was an interception all the way if that guy has some hands?
Man, the ball hit the hands of the Tularosa defensive back, just a little out of his reach, but kind of a scary play there.
Honestly, if I was Tularosa, I would have dove for that ball. But
So 3rd and
go
12,
Cardinals.
ball back at the 34. We'll see what kind of play they've got up their sleeve here. Just under 5 minutes to
Timeout,
go, and the
Eunice.
Cardinals are going to take a timeout. They haven't been able to get anything going here early.
I mean, it's tough. We get the ball running. If we can get Tippett running out there, I think we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, the problem is it's hard when you wait till it's 3rd and 12 to start running him up
It's
the
very
middle.
hard. I agree with you 100%.
That's a tough situation. I want to make sure that we shout out to some folks out there in the community, like we already mentioned him once, but Lynn White, I want to shout out to you. Hope you're getting better. Hope you're feeling better. Our fire chief, Eddie Fabella, and, same with you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're getting better. And then, the Snyder family. Once
Yes, the
again, we
Snyder
lost Mr. Snyder last week, and just a huge loss for the community. So our thoughts and prayers are with you guys, and wish you the best. All right. I've got folks asking about the score online. It is 0-0. So, yes, the score is right on the ticker. It is 0-0. So the Cardinals step to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and about 12. They've got an empty backfield again. Pierce won't have much help back there when they come after him. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Pierce in the backfield. Here's the snap. He's looking downfield. He's got pressure. And he's got a bunch of pressure.
There's a flag.
A flag comes down at the very end of the play. Pierce loses about 15. He gets killed in the backfield. I don't like the empty backfield because he's got no help.
I just noticed that when they go to the empty backfield, they have somebody shadowing him. So he's staying in the area, and he comes in once he gets open.
So it's going to be a face mask on Tularosa.
That's a good call.
The bad thing is it from the spot? Because if it's from the spot, all that gets
it's
him.
automatic first down, according to my camera guy.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
So they're saying it's going to remain 3rd down after he called a personal foul face mask. It was way back there where it happened. They just move them up to the original line of scrimmage, and basically we're starting to play again. That's a strange one. 4:44 and ticking. Trips to Twins doubles to each side, left and right. Pearson Tippett the backfield. They snap it. They got the whole house coming. They throw it down the field, and he's got to
Ortega, he gone.
to the
He
35,
gone.
the 30,
Money
the
back.
25,
He
20,
gone. Nice
10,
and slow. Nice and slow. Good
5,
job.
touchdown.
Good job, Ortega.
George Ortega with the touchdown here in Tularosa. It is now 6-0 Eunice in the lead.
That's a good job on his part, man. He caught that ball clearly and just ran for the green. Good job, Ortega.
What a catch there in traffic by Ortega. And then the Tularosa defensive backs look like Mo and Larry and Curly. They all hit each other and fell down, and he kept on running.
Man, that's a good job. Man, that's a good call on the coach, too, being 3rd and 10.
And he was under pressure. Pierce had people all in his grill.
He's throwing that ball good, man. I'm telling
He
you.
let it go, and it was perfect. So Eunice is going to set up to kick the extra point here. They've got Little Woods back there, Elgin. Benton
Good
to
snap,
hold.
good catch.
Good
Oh,
snap.
beautiful,
Looked like a
beautiful.
good kick. It is right through the middle.
perfect,
Elgin
man.
Woods tacks on the extra point. It is now 7-0 in favor of Eunice.
That looks
They
nice,
strike
man.
first.
Yes.
Let's send it back to the station for
Yes.
30 seconds and a word from our sponsors. All right.
Yeah.
For those of you out there listening online, we appreciate you listening.
Yes. Tremendously.
Send us that info. We'll try to get it on the broadcast here and recognize you for listening, so we appreciate you guys.
Did you go to Giles' game yesterday?
You got 10.
Okay. I didn't, but I watched it online. Jow played really, really good.
They're here lately. They're playing
3,
really good.
2, 1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Tularosa, New Mexico. At least the scenery's beautiful. The Cardinals got on the board first. They lead 7-0. 4:25 remaining in the first here, and Eunice strikes first. What a pass, what a catch. Ortega gets it in the end zone.
What I like about that, the coach stuck to his guns. We're going to throw the ball. We're going to throw the ball. And they proved why they continued throwing the ball. And a good job on Mr. Ortega there.
Yeah, it's a good touchdown.
Good,
sure.
strong run there at the end.
So the Cardinals are setting the ball up. They're running. They've got the group packed up there in the middle, and the only times we've seen them do that this year, they have kicked an onside kick out of it. So we'll see what
I guess we
happens
should say on
here.
the radio if somebody else is listening when we play later
Maybe
on,
the
right?
other team's listening
Psych,
to us.
we're
huh?
just joking about that.
So they set the ball up over here on the right hash. They're getting ready to kick off. There's
Do a
some
little pooch
Tularosa making some substitutions here at like the last second. And they are ready to kick off. This kickoff is brought to you by Cardinal Hardware. So we appreciate Ashley Davis, Chris Myers, Miss Ortega. Here go the Cardinals ready for the kickoff. Just waiting on the whistle, and there is the whistle. Here goes the kickoff.
Good kick.
It's a good one, and the Tularosa player runs back. It skips up off the ground, kind of a little squib kick. He catches it about the 34-yard line.
That's a good catch because that ball was still spinning pretty good.
It had a lot
And
of
he caught it and
spin,
went
was
straight
jumping,
down. Yeah.
kind of doing one of those what you want an onside kick to do when you kick it at an angle, but it went straight up the middle and kind of deep. So
Did you notice he took it away from that big guy?
yep,
He did not want that big guy touching that ball.
give me the ball.
Yeah, I got it, man.
So it's going to be right now. We're looking at.
What are we looking at?
I got a message from Randy Gladden saying that Charlie's got bugs running across the camera screen or in front of the glass, and
Yeah,
it
the
looks,
glass is very dirty.
He said it looks like people are slapping their TVs at home. With, anyway, yeah, we've got
apologize.
some dirty glass. Tularosa's up to the line of scrimmage. They've got an interesting formation. They're going to roll out and throw the ball down the field. They've got a man open.
There's a flag.
Kevin Garcia tackles the receiver before the ball gets to him.
Look at the soccer player out there. He hooked him. I mean, it's a good job on him because for sure that would have been 6. I'll take that penalty.
For those of you listening back home, too, we understand we've got multiple broadcasts. We've got our stream going. We've also got the radio station. So when we go to the radio station, yes, we understand you guys can still hear us live here on the broadcast. I always tell people it's kind of like the old satellite TV where they would go to commercial, but you didn't get commercials on satellite, and you'd listen to the anchors sitting there talking. That's kind of the way this system works when we're using both systems.
That's probably a new listener. Thank you for logging on today.
So 4:20 here in Tularosa. Tularosa gets the first down after the pass interference call.
That's their first down of the
First
quarter.
and 10, ball spotted at the 49. One receiver to the right, one to the left. Got a kind of a split back offense set up here. They're going to throw the ball down the field. They've got a man back there.
Turn around.
Oh, and
No.
this guy over here.
He cannot throw the ball. I mean, he shouldn't
So
throw
we
the ball.
got
He's
a
too far.
flag from the very opposite side. Yes, even the Tularosa announcer on the deal saying that the.
But he's pointing, the white hat's pointing towards Texaco.
Oh, okay. So they're going to call holding on Tularosa. I'm feeling much better about you. I like you, gentlemen. That was a good call that you made. Right over here, we're right where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
he did a good job.
so he's called a holding or a face mask? Face mask?
Face mask?
Face mask
On Tularosa?
against Tularosa. So they're
Wow,
going to
that's
scoot
kinda
them back,
aggressive.
scoot them back, way back. And they are all the way back to the 34-yard
Jones out
line.
there. Cheerleader Jones.
It's going to be first and a long dang ways. We'll call it 25.
That's probably where they got the ball originally.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably got a bug in the way.
What is it? Charlie used to always say at the games, the ball don't lie.
The ball don't lie.
So that bug that they just squished in front of the camera on you there, there's a little smudge now. It looks a little blurry. That's because he did away with that bug problem you guys were having back home. So Tularosa heads to the line of scrimmage. It's first and a long ways. They snap it back. They're looking past the whole way. They got him, man, beat down here again.
He's just
And they overthrow him again. Kevin Garcia has gotten toasted at least 3 or 4 times on this sideline over here.
That kid is fast.
He was toasted there again. The young man that's lined up against him has got some wheels.
Not just that, when he takes off from the line, he does a couple of moves with his feet, goes around him real quick. So I'll double team him if I could, if I would.
Yeah, last week I noticed we played Benton, which he may be over on that side. No, that's Stinson. But I know we played Benton, and Benton's got those kind of wheels. So anyway, the incomplete pass, they had us beat, but the ball falls to the turf. 4:07 remains here in the first quarter. Two receivers to the left. Yeah, it's second. We'll call it 25. One receiver to the right. Quarterback's in the shotgun with a running back, and he had movement on their side. So they're going to scoot him back.
And that speedy guy's holding his chest right now. I wonder if he's hurting or just tired.
Looks like the penalty is going to go against.
So they've got it looked like an illegal formation or shift. Looked like they had an injured player on Tularosa that just decided to stroll off the field in the middle of the play. And so they called him for an illegal formation or shift. So that's going to scoot them back even more. So if it was 25 before, it's 30 now. So second down and 30. Tularosa sends the speedster that's been running down these sidelines, looking like he's running the 100-meter dash at the state track meet, off the field. Somebody comes in for him. Tularosa heads to the line of scrimmage. They've got one receiver wide right, one wide left. Got kind of a veer set up there in the backfield, quarterback under center. They're going to pitch it out here, and there's flags again. False start on Tularosa. So Tularosa shooting themselves in the foot, and they are headed the wrong direction. You can hear the Tularosa faithful yelling that these officials must be from oil country because they think we've paid them off down there or something.
They're doing a good job. It's going both ways. They're doing a great job tonight.
I thought they did a great job, but, of course, I'm from Eunice. 4:06 remaining here in the first quarter. It's going to – if it was second and 35 now, it's like second and 40. The announcer just said it's second down and a whole lot.
I like your math.
We're going the right direction. We're going to have two receivers out here to the left. No, they've got three out here to the left, one wide to the right. They're in that Eunice formation, quarterback and a back in the backfield in the shotgun. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff. Ovi comes through and gets a hand on him, and then the whole Eunice Cardinals, led by Granados and Trevino, come in and finish the quarterback off.
That's a good job on that.
He basically picks up about 4. He needed 40, so he had a long ways to go. It's going to be third, and they're showing 35 up on the screen.
On the defensive side, we don't need to relax right now. Right now, we need to press.
So third down and 32 is what they're showing. It is 3 minutes and 35 seconds and ticking. So the quarterback actually came over to the sideline to talk to the coach, and now he's headed back out on the field.
They take forever to get back on the
Wildcats headed back to the line of scrimmage. They've got trips over here to our side, which is the left. Two receivers over to the right. The quarterback's in the backfield by himself.
Who's covering who?
We'll see.
Well, you only got 2 people.
So they're going to throw it out here. I think they're going to double pass it. They are. They throw the double pass, and there ain't nobody. I mean, I think he threw that over toward Rio Rancho, and his receiver was over about Las Lunas.
And I think the Eunice Cardinals knew that play, the way they were setting up looking at each other. Because they kind of rushed and let it develop, and that strong safety was already on this side covering them.
The Tularosa faithful is not liking some things. They're not liking that call, I guess. So 3:09 remaining here in the first. Eunice up 7-0.
You're too far to do tricks right there, man.
Yeah,
you're way too far.
So Tularosa heads to the line of scrimmage. It's fourth down, and we're going to call it 32. Ball spotted about the 28. Zeke Benton is back deep for the Cardinals. He's a speedster. If we could get him to catch a clean one, it would sure be entertaining. Oh, he kicks it high. It's a good punt.
They call it for a catch.
That ball hits the ground, skips over toward the Cardinal sideline.
Man, that's the best skip we've had all game, only 4 yards.
Yeah. So they're going to get it at about the 36-yard line. Eunice Cardinals will take over first and 10. 2:57 remaining here in the first quarter. Eunice's offense heads out onto the field.
Well, man, we keep getting that ball in the middle of the field, man. Hopefully we can convert again and go all the way down and get into the 6.
You know, we mentioned our stone wall earlier, and Mr. Snyder, man, that was a great group. The Montanez twins, Toby Holland, Bert Fisher, Brent Snyder. I mean, just a great group. Throw Michael Harlan and Philip Jenkins in that
There hasn't
group.
been a wall
and,
like that since then. You know
man, that was a heck of a line here for those Cardinals back in the day. 3 receivers left, 2 out here to the right. They snap it, and here come the flags everywhere. Those same officials now are going to – they're going to
moving too fast on the line over there.
It's going to be on us this time.
We're not even this happens usually the second quarter on both teams.
Yeah.
We're starting early today.
We're getting an early start on our mistakes. Our receivers, we've noticed it all year. We've talked about it. It seems like they leave a little early out there. So now we've got 2 receivers left, 2 to the right, quarterback and Tippett in the backfield.
That's twice
that was
kid has jumped
almost
up.
Intercepted by the defensive
end. Is he not the
end.
quarterback for the Tularosa? Number 8, he just jumped up. Yeah, that is quarterback. He has a game caller on his hand.
So they are, it's going to be second, and we're going to call it 14, maybe 15. Ball spotted in between the 30-31 yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 2 out to the left. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield.
Give it to Tippett. Give it to Tippett, get a first, and go from there.
Here they got a man in motion. That's Ortega. They faked the handoff. No, they handed off right up the middle to Tippett.
He
fumbled the ball.
But Eunice recovered it. Number 52.
Jorge Ontiveros with the heads-up play. He saves Eunice the turnover and jumps on it.
It looked like if he's the one who stripped the ball from Tippett, but
we can't have the turnovers.
Not that he got past
he fumbled it backwards.
Oh.
And it was third and like 14.
Oh, sorry
so
about
it's
that.
now 3rd down and 10 after the fumble recovery by the Cardinals. Gotta hang on to the football. It's an empty backfield, so you can bet they're coming after us. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Here comes the Wildcats. They look like they're heading in to catch some friskies.
Bad snap.
And we fumble the ball again.
Man, we stopped it. We could not handle the ball there, and we fumble it, and Tularosa recovers it on us.
Man.
And Tularosa has great field right now.
So
wow.
The snap to Pierce hits Pierce. Pierce couldn't. He bobbled it, and then he gets hit, and so that knocked him away from the ball, and the Wildcats just come in and pick it up. So with 2:08 remaining in the first quarter, Tularosa has their best field position of the game. They're going to have it 1st and 10 deep in Cardinal territory at the 30-yard line.
But our defense is great, so we'll get out there and prove them again, and we can stop them hopefully. Yep. Stop them hopefully. That's a double negative, huh?
Yeah, that's a tough break for us there for sure.
We got people running on the field still.
Shout out to my man, Kenny Jones, my uncle out there listening. We appreciate you. Tularosa heads to the line of scrimmage. They're in an old school formation, kind of that slot eye. They hand it straight up the middle.
Good stop. Good game tackle, man.
You've got some
Everybody
great people in there on that tackle. Ontiveros had him by the legs. Trevino hits him up top. And looked like, I think that was Granada's 54. That's
Boyd, isn't it?
54 is Boyd, I think.
Let's make sure about that.
Ryan Teague. I apologize.
Yes.
So Ryan Teague in there helping on that tackle. After all of that, they only picked up about a yard maybe. So 138 and ticking. 2nd and we'll call it a long 9. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're in that I formation in the backfield. Quarterback under center. They step to the line of scrimmage. They're ready. There. They're going to hand it straight up the middle. He had a little room for a second, and then I think that was Teague that collapsed in there again. That is Teague, isn't it, right there? Yes, that's Teague. So Ryan Teague gets in and makes a great defensive play. He
must have heard me last time I said that Kyle was bigger than him. He's trying to prove me wrong. Good job out the Teague.
So a good job by Teague on the stop. We've got a substitution coming in. Brady Colburn goes out. Number 12, which is Ryan Castro, comes in. This is like that Nickelback formation, not the song. 2 receivers to the left. Looks like we've got 2 over to the right now. A little confusion. Quarterback in the backfield by himself. It's 3rd and about 8. Here's the snap. They're looking past the whole way. They throw it down the field.
Oh, they find interception.
And it's intercepted by the Cardinals. That's number 12, Ryan Castro.
And before that, you had the 2 linebackers fighting for him, 33 and 24, Jonathan and Trevino.
Trevino and Caballero come up and tip the ball. It goes over the intended target and lands in the hands of Castro, who gets the interception here. Eunice will take over 1st and 10. 36 seconds remain in the first quarter. Eunice has the ball way back there, the farthest back they've started. They're all the way back at about the, looks like about the 13, about the 13-yard line.
And the offense is already set up, ready to go. Look at that.
We don't waste any time. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson, Tippett in the backfield. They're going to send a man in motion. That's Thompson. He heads over to the left. They hand it straight up the middle to Tippett. Tippett's got a little space.
Oh, where's the horse collar on that?
I thought they horse collared him there, but the official standing right there on him.
It was his shirt, I bet.
Okay, so no call, and that's all right. 23 seconds and ticking here.
That's a good
Let's
one
see
by
if
him.
they let it run. No, they're going to hurry up. So 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Pearson, Tippett in the backfield. 13 seconds and ticking.
Hand it off again. Give it to
It's
him.
2nd and about 8. They've got the whole house coming after them. They throw it out here to Benton. Benton's got a little space. He headed up the middle. If he'd have stayed out here toward the sideline, I think he had a big gain.
No, just get back to the line, son. Have some character. Let's go now.
So he's going to pick up a first down, though.
He got them pretty high when he tackled him, got them from the neck. And
1 second remains on the clock. They've stopped the clock in
No, they
order
started
to, and now they're going to let it run. So at the end of the first quarter, it's Eunice 7, Tularosa 0. We're going to send it back to the station for 30 seconds and a word from our sponsors.
You're clear.
All right.
You almost said Santa Rosa, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're like, Santa Rosa.
I stutter from time to time. It won't come out. Thank you guys for listening back on the stream. We know you can hear us right now. We are on a commercial break on the radio.
You got 10.
Got 10 seconds remaining, and then we'll be back live with everybody.
Yes, thank y'all. Back there from Eunice, and pretty sure Giles listening too.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tularosa, New Mexico, and the NMAA 2A semifinals. Eunice is facing Tularosa here in Tularosa. Eunice comes into this game ranked number 3, Tularosa ranked number 2. Tularosa's undefeated on the season. The winner of today's game will move on to face Jal in the 2A state championship next week. And it all depends. If Tularosa wins today, Jal comes over here to play on the golf course. If Eunice wins today, Eunice goes to Jal to play on their facility next week. So that's the setup. It is 7-0. Eunice is in the lead here. We're getting ready to start the second quarter. Eunice is going to have the ball after the first down to end the quarter. 1st and 10. They've got trips out here to the left, 2 receivers out to the right, and they're ready. They waste no time moving forward for sure.
They're ready to rock and roll, baby.
So Eunice is ready. Pierce takes a look over the sideline. He makes the call. Here goes the snap. He's looking past the whole way.
Oh.
They throw it down the field.
Where's the flat? Oh, no. Okay, good play, right?
Yeah.
Kind of ran into each other. Right now it's going to be tough because the way they're passing the ball, that sun, when they look back, it's going to be right in their eyes.
So that ball was kind of floated up.
Towards Tippett.
The defensive back from Tularosa threw his hands in the air like he just didn't care. And then chest bumped the receiver all the way down the field. The receiver was trying to get back to the ball, couldn't. It's now 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Ball spotted at the 25. Here's the snap directly to Tippett. He's trying to get straight up the middle, and he's going to battle forward for about 5 yards, maybe 4 on that spot on that sideline. Not a real great spot, but Eunice is going to pick up about 4.
We'll take it. That last one looked like an illegal screen when they passed the ball to Tippett. That guy was moving and blocking him, so I don't know.
So 3rd down, and we're going to call it a long 6. 11:30 and ticking. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson, Tippett in the backfield. We snap it out. We're looking past the whole way. He's under a lot of pressure.
Comes out of it. Just run it. No.
Get rid of it. Got to get rid of it. And Pierce gets tackled for a huge loss. Huge loss. All of our receivers are 40 yards down the field with the exception of Stinson, and he was covered out here on the sideline. Everybody else was running the go pattern, and we get sacked for a huge loss.
Huge loss. Now, something like that, I don't know if he's instructed or should run it up there, because you had a bunch of green area to run.
And I'd even like just chunk it out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean,
you're outside the pocket. He rolled this way.
Yeah, but he just rolled back this way.
10:50 remaining here in the half. Eunice is going to have it now 4th, and we'll call it 17 after a huge loss there on 3rd.
And keep in mind, we had a good defensive stop. That's why we have the ball right now.
So Eunice gets ready to punt the football. Tularosa back deep to receive. There's the punt. It's a little knuckleball down the middle. It takes a kind of a weird skip over toward the side, and it's going to roll dead right about the 45-yard line. Tularosa is going to take over here 1st and 10 with good field position.
About 15 yards in the air.
Yep. Yeah, it didn't fly very far.
Jinx. Nah. Well, the defense is back out there for the Eunice Cardinals again. Hopefully they can make another big stop.
Want to make sure we shout out to some sponsors: Albertsons Market, Jubal Patterson, R360, Les Elliott, IPS, Philip Ingram, Donnie Graham, and all the gang, Redbird Gas, Bart Parker, Zia Auto, and the Whitmire family, the City of Eunice, Cardinal Hardware, Eunice Public Schools, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, Parker Energy. So thank you guys for all that you do. Texaco. Tularosa heads to the line of scrimmage. Ball is at the 45-yard line in Eunice territory. It's 1st and 10, 10:27 on the clock. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left, empty backfield, quarterback in the shotgun. He's rolling, looking past the whole way, throws it out here to the left side. He's got a man open. Guy makes a catch, and he tries to put a move on people. He does put a move.
And he's gone.
And he's got some room down the sideline, but he falls out of bounds. That young man's got some wheels.
That's their only weapon. When they go for the pass, that's who they're going to pass it to. We've seen that 4 plays to him so far.
They had him tackled for, once again, like maybe a 4-yard gain, and he put the whoop-de-doo moves on him and headed down the sideline.
He's elusive, isn't he?
So that ball's now spotted at the 30, 1st and 10, Tularosa. Ball spotted at the 30.
We can't let up, guys. Let's go now.
So Tularosa heads to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the left, 3 out here to the right. Quarterback in the empty set in the backfield. He's in the shotgun. Tularosa's coach jumping around doing some Jane Fonda aerobics instruction over here on the sideline. There's a snap. Left-handed quarterback looking down the side. Ovi Ontiveros misses the sack. Quarterback's now headed to the left side. Here comes
where's that?
Eunice.
Did you see that block on Kevin?
Man, Kevin
There's the flag
Garcia
right there.
gets plowed over there, and the flag comes in very late.
The back. It was wow, that hurt me up here.
Man, Ovi Ontiveros had the quarterback 10 yards in the backfield, and right as he went to hit him, the guy kind of spun and went the other way, and Ovi looked like he was tackling a ghost.
He looked like a semi. Couldn't hit them
telling
back
you.
too quick, did he?
And then off to the races he went, and he's going to be real close to a first down, but I think we had a block in the back.
The way that guy hit number 1, it hurt me.
They're discussing it over there. Looks like maybe one of the officials don't agree with the other one, the way they're having that discussion.
I think they're just confirming it.
So they're still over here having a discussion. 10:06 remaining. Eunice up 7-0. Tularosa driving here deep in Eunice territory. The white hat comes to the center of the field. He's going to give us the call at this point. So they're going to call a hit in the back, and they move it back to about the original line of scrimmage after the play is marked off.
So that's the best defensive play we had this play.
So it's going to be 1st and 11. Ball spotted at the 31. The Tularosa faithful's not liking that call either.
They're getting anxious, aren't they?
They're yelling to come on and let them play.
Now I understand why y'all don't want to sit in the stands tonight.
Yes. Yeah, we were trying to set up in the bleachers at one point. They moved us over here. So here we are. 10:06 remaining here in the half. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield with only the quarterback back there.
Where's number 5 at? Right here. George has him now.
So they snap it. They're looking down the field. They're looking this way the whole way. It's a deflected ball. It's intercepted by Trevino. Trevino with a great interception after the deflected ball up there at the line of scrimmage.
And I think Obi hit it on this end.
Obi Ontiveros deflected the pass, and Trevino stepped in and grabbed it.
He grabbed it at the same time their receiver grabbed it, and he just ripped it out of his hands. That just gave me chills.
Great job there by Trevino. So Eunice gets a big break here.
Once again, the defense steps up, man.
So it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line after the interception from Brandon Trevino. That interception was brought to you by Eunice Pump and Supply. Cardinals head back to the line of scrimmage. They've got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. He's in the shotgun.
Direct snap.
They snap it to Tippett directly, and he's going to cut up the left side. He's got a little space. He's headed down the sidelines. He steps out of bounds right at the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it.
It's close. Yep. This announcer gets ahead of himself. He's already calling a first down and ain't even made.
He tried to stop right at the sideline, and then after he tried to stop and put the move on him, his back foot stepped out of bounds. So
if you notice on the direct snaps, the quarterback steps over just a smidge.
Yeah.
And we need to adjust that.
1st and 10, they did give him the first down. Empty backfield, only Pierce in the shotgun. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. They snap it. Here comes the blitz. They got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it or tuck it and go. And so Pierce is going to pick up about a good 5, maybe 6. So a good job there by Pierce when they're coming after him like that. He's either got to tuck it and go or just make a play as far as getting rid of it.
He did make a good play. He made, 8 yards or 9 yards?
Yes, that was definitely a good job there. So anyway, it's going to be second, and we'll call it 5. It's a long 5, but ball spotted about the 44-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson Tippett to backfield. Ortega in motion, headed to the right. They're going to roll that way. Got to get rid of it. Get rid of it. And he don't get rid of it, and he loses 10.
10 yards. He loses 10 yards right there.
Got to get rid of it.
Activity right there at the end.
Yeah.
But that guy came straight to the line. Nobody even touched him.
Well, they're running that little
Sweep.
that little rollout thing that they do, so they're letting him come through the middle and rolling that way.
Next,
and when he's coming, he got to get rid of it. So Eunice is now in an interesting situation. Ball spotted at the 35. It's going to be third. We'll call it 14. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. Eunice in the lead, 7-0. 9 minutes remaining here in the first half. There's the snap. They're looking past the whole way. He's got a man down the sidelines. Oh, and a great catch by Zeke Benton. He stretches out and dives through the air. Looked like Randy Moss.
That was a Moss moment.
Man, and a great catch by Zeke Benton and a great catch by Pierce because he had pressure in his face.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's playoff time. Dive for that ball, and he did.
That was a diving, laid-out catch there. It's 1st and 10, under 9 minutes to go here in the half.
He wants to
2
win,
receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson Tippett.
Who calls timeout?
And Tularosa takes their last timeout of the half, right?
I thought they were going to try to review the game there for a second. See if it's a catch. It's a catch.
Yeah, they're calling the
ref over, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not happy with the ref about something, but so then they take a timeout. Anyway, so it's 7-0, 8:51 remaining here in the game. Shout out to some of these sponsors again. Eunice Pump and Supply, Parker Energy, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, IPS, Lasco Construction, Albertsons Market, and R360. Thank you guys. And I mention you guys because of this. In order to broadcast these games like this, and I don't think a lot of people back home understand this. In order to broadcast these games, the NMAA has rights and privileges that they sell to NFHS. Our radio station, in order to broadcast these games, has to pay a large fee to have a local broadcast done. It's a large chunk. Earlier this week, we didn't have the volleyball game, and NFHS didn't go to that game. But even though they weren't going, we would have had to pay a large fee to broadcast. We paid that fee to be here today. And so those sponsors make that possible. So we appreciate those local sponsors. We appreciate our local station. And we appreciate Tularosa and the NMAA for letting us do this. So thank you. Eunice heads to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. Ball spotted about the 30. They hand it to Tippett straight up the middle. He's got a little space. He's headed out toward the side. He gets around the edge, and he's all the way down to the 20-yard line where he's knocked out of bounds. Good running there by Tippett.
Good, strong run. Once he made that corner, he was gone. He had an extra 5 yards after that.
So that's a first down, Eunice. 8:43 remains here in the half.
This is when you go for a pass right here.
So 1st down and 10. 2 receivers to the right, 1 out here to the left. They're in that kind of inverted wishbone-looking shotgun, I don't know what the heck you call that, formation.
If they're running like
they snap it, they hand it up the middle to Tippett. Tippett's dancing and bobbing and weaving. He's going to
we got a flag over there. I think he just threw it on number 5 because he was blocked him all the way down there.
So they throw a flag at the very end of the game. It's so far to the left, I can't even see it from where I'm at.
Looks like excessive blocking, you could say. Watch, it's against Eunice. If there's such a thing, that's what it looked like to me from up here. So.
Yeah, so they're calling the penalty against Eunice. 20 yards down the field on a run straight up the middle where a receiver was blocking a defensive back. The interesting thing about it is of all the receivers that you could tell me did something shady, it's Ashton Thompson. He's about the softest, nicest young man that I know. I don't see him down there doing something violent to somebody. And they throw the flag, like I said, 30 yards down the field and call him for an illegal block in the back. Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch that one on video, but anyway, an extremely odd block in the back.
He sure went a long way to block him in the back. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I mean, if that guy's back was turned to Thompson, he must have been running the other direction, heading for the mountains or something.
He was going to get some water at the locker room. I don't know.
Anyway, so we head back here to the line of scrimmage. It's now 1st, and we'll call it 20. Ball spotted about the 28-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. They snap it. They're looking down the field. They throw it out here to the side, and that's a good throw and catch. Pierce to Benton.
He caught it incomplete.
Catch it in bounds. It's an incomplete pass.
I think he had 1 foot only. I think he had to have both feet.
Wow. And you know, what's crazy about it is they have that double line over there, and the way the lines aren't real easy to see anyway, but
the ref was right on top of it, so
Yeah.
it's a good call.
so 8:32 remain here. It's going to be second and 20.
20.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're in that same formation. They fake the
Give it
handoff,
to him.
and they
There
pitch
you
it out
go.
to Ortega. Ortega got a little space, trying to get around the end. He stay out there.
good job.
He puts a move
He
on
moving, he
somebody.
moving. Get
He's
there.
down. He's driving. Ortega is not going to be
He
denied.
made something out of nothing.
Man, he was hitting the
He was
backfield, and I'm
dicing,
thinking he's
brother.
going down. And the next
breaking
thing you
ankles,
know,
bro.
he's doing the icky shuffle. He's bobbing and weaving. He's teaching people how to Dougie
Dance, man.
as he's heading up the sideline and makes a huge play out of what looked like a negative.
Man, he was breaking ankles, man.
So he's all the way down. It looks like they're going to spot him about the 14-yard line. So it's 3rd and about 3. Eunice going to run it
push
straight
it.
up
Keep
the middle.
going.
He's
He's
still
on his
going.
feet.
They're trying
Hold
to
the ball
strip
down.
the ball.
Blow
Just
the
fall
whistle.
down.
That's how people get hurt. You got to blow that
Man.
whistle quicker.
So that kind of scared me. You could see the whole Tularosa team in there trying to take the ball away from him.
Yeah. I'd like to give a shout out to Aldo Hernandez, H&S Cattles. Trey Sims and Aldo and Johnny are working on the ranch today, and they're listening to the radio out there. They got a full blast, he said.
That group is probably causing some trouble. It's 1st and goal for the Cardinals. Ball spotted about the 5. 3 receivers now to the left, 1 to the right.
Give it
They're
to 'em.
rolling left the whole way, looking down the field. They
job.
throw it. Oh, it
Oh.
was deflected, almost intercepted
Intercepted.
by a Tularosa defensive back that would have had nothing but green grass on this golf course, headed to the other
If
way.
that ball would have gone through, that was a for sure touchdown. He was throwing it to Ashton. I apologize. Ashton.
Yes. Yeah, so, as we're shouting out, Emmy Lujan and the Jow Group, we appreciate you guys listening. Sean Roach, thanks for listening. So we appreciate you guys out there. Miss Hobbs, Xan, thank you guys.
And
So-
congratulations to John for winning. I can't say that.
big win. Under 8 minutes to go. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They throw it into the end zone, and it
good
is caught
hands.
a back shoulder play. Touchdown Cardinals. 6 more on the board. It is
Wow.
13-0 in favor of the Cardinals.
Did you see that catch? That kid wasn't even turning around yet.
Yes.
He just threw, and that kid threw his hands up and caught it. Who was that, number 10?
Yes, it was. Zeke Benton
Mr.
with an
Benton.
amazing catch there.
Showing up in playoffs, man.
Woo. Benton has, he missed a lot of the season with injury, and last week to me he really looked like he was healthy the first time. He's played some games before, but he didn't look healthy. He looked good last week.
Well, his hands are working, I'll tell you that much.
I'm telling you. 13-0. Eunice gets ready for the extra point. They've got Benton down to hold. They've got Woods, Little Woods.
Bad
It's
snap.
a deflected ball, bad snap.
Picked up by the Wildcats.
And it's going to be a dead
Why do you
dead
push
ball.
our kicker like that?
Well, I don't know why we all stopped, but at the same time, when they pick it up, it's a dead ball. You can't return an extra point in high school football. So it is 13-0 after the extra point
Eunice
is no
Cardinals.
good. 7:54 remaining here in the game. We're going to send it back to the station for 30 seconds and a word from our sponsors.
7:54 left to go in the first half. 13-0 ball game.
Man, if I knew we were going to stand up, I'd wear some comfortable shoes.
Wildcats will be receiving the kickoff.
But the beats being out in that sun, huh? The beats being out in that sun.
Yeah, over there, I had told my wife, I said, if we end up out here, you're going to have to go back to the car and get my big
10.
boonie hat. Thank you, ma'am.
I'm glad she didn't have to do that.
Yeah, because I'd have been sitting up there looking like I was
Like a lobster.
Desert Storm.
1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the NMAA semifinal football game between the undefeated number 2 Tularosa Wildcats here as they are hosting the number 3 multiple-time defending state champion Eunice Cardinals, trying to claw their way back in to a meeting with the Jow Panthers next week. If Eunice wins here today, there will be a home game for the Jow Panthers. It's probably the first time in history that Jow is sitting at home cheering for the Eunice Cardinals, because I can guarantee you they would love to have a home game next week and not come over here. Even though traveling New Mexico is awesome, I don't really think they want to travel New Mexico next week. And I don't blame them. I'm cheering for us too. And so the Eunice Cardinals are set to kick off. They lead 13-0 after the beautiful catch by Zeke Benton and a great throw by Pierce, throwing that back shoulder
Yes, it was
throw.
a great throw and a great catch as well, man.
Eunice
A
gets
great
ready
catch
for
as
the
well.
kickoff. They do a little pooch kick.
It's in the sun. Somebody grab it.
Tularosa signals a fair catch, but then doesn't grab it. And that's kind of an interesting play.
It is
Anyway,
interesting.
Tularosa's going to take over right at the 40-yard line. Looks like they're about the 39.
So how's that work? That one guy called for a fair catch. He didn't catch it. The other guy caught it. So how does that work?
Yeah. So you get a guy that steps in. I don't know, one of you guys out there that's a football expert. I know I got some football experts listening that have my number. When you
about
have
you,
a
Frank?
gentleman that steps in and he waves for a fair catch, but then another guy steps up and doesn't wave for the fair catch, and he tried to catch it.
How's
I'm
that
like,
work?
how does that work? And then they just let the ball hit the ground, and anyway, it turned into a scramble. But so 7:51 remains here in the half. Tularosa comes to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers right, one to the left. They're in the I formation backfield. They hand it straight to the fullback up the
He was
middle,
stopped by
and
Brandon.
he's met in the freaking hole by Brandon Trevino.
And Jerry Hawkins.
Jerry Hawkins, and I think that's 2-4, isn't it? 2-4 comes out of the bottom of that pile.
There he is.
That is Rosendo Caballero Jr. Jonathan, who jumps in there and gets involved in that. So my partner's child is saying, let me show you something, Dad.
I can tackle too, he said.
So they pick up about 2 on that play. It's going to be second down and about 8. Ball spotted about the 41-yard line. 7:15 and ticking here in the half. They come out in a real tight formation here, kind of that slot I.
Kind of weird.
They're packed in there tight. They fake the
Pass,
handoff
pass,
and then
pass,
run
pass,
the whole
pass,
way. They've
pass.
got a wide open receiver on this backside, and they overthrow
Overthrow
the
him.
receivers again.
Wow.
And is that, man, that's that backside again.
Yep.
And the offensive
dangerous,
player was 4 yards behind our defensive player, but the ball was 4 yards overthrown.
Well, I got an answer on that question. It says the ball is live and basically a fumble from Frank.
Okay.
And thank you for listening out there, Frank. I
Sounds
know you're at
good.
work.
Appreciate that info. Emmy Lujan back there telling me you're right. I never thought I'd be cheering for the Cardinals as hard as I am right now. So we appreciate you guys listening. We're trying to bring it home for you Panthers. You just got to cheer for us. You know, you got to put it in there.
Up here.
So 7 minutes remaining here in the half. It's third, and we'll call it 8. They're in that tight formation again. Let's see what they do out of it this time. They fake the handoff. They're passing the whole way. It's the exact same play.
Back to the other way.
And they tried to throw a little misdirection pass back the opposite way. This time we had somebody there. That was Stinson.
What scares me on those plays, our defense stays right in the center, and only the 2 guys on the edge come out. In that case, was Stinson.
So we got Brett Parker listening out there. So we appreciate you guys at Parker Energy Services.
Yes, sir.
You're one of those that help make this broadcast possible. So we appreciate you. Unless you're sitting at the lake. If you're sitting at the lake, we don't appreciate you no more.
Remember, they're hiring as well. They're in Eunice.
Yeah, they are hiring. If you're interested in going down there, 2350 Avenue O, looking for CDL drivers. We appreciate you, Brett. Just messing with you. Fourth and about 8, 6:54 on the clock. Tularosa back to punt. And they are going to punt it away, and it's another high one.
Bounces
We're
away.
not going to have a return. It skips over here, gets them some positive yardage. It's all the way down to the 29-yard line. Eunice will take over 1st and 10 with 6:43 remaining in the half. Eunice is up 13-0.
A good job on the offense. On the defense, I apologize. They're doing a great job, man.
And the defense is holding tight so far. I don't want to jinx them, and it seems like this year when I say something like that, the next thing you know, we get kicked in the teeth.
You have some bad voodoo over there, man.
I'm telling you, I have given it to them all year when I say stuff about how good they're doing something. It seems like they...
You just read your notes, and I'll take care of the weekend. No, I'm joking. You're doing a good job, man.
Eunice heads to the line of scrimmage. They're in that crazy formation. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. They're in kind of an inverted, wishbone-looking shotgun formation. I don't know what you call it. They hand it to Tippett up the middle. He's going to pick up about 3.5, maybe 3 and 6 inches.
The traditional 6 inches
6
would work,
inches. All right, Subway is a professional 6-incher, and so are we up here. 6:30 and ticking here in the second quarter. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're in that formation again. I don't know what you call it. One of you folks out there that knows football a little better than me, tell me what that's called. There's got to be a name for it. They snap it. They're looking down the field. They throw it out to Thompson. Thompson makes the catch. He's trying to do-si-do on him.
No hesitation. Got an extra 3 yards out of it.
Yes,
Good job.
he makes it all the way to the 45-yard line. First down, Eunice Cardinals.
Remember about that little game that was last weekend or last Saturday in Denver City?
Which one?
The Super Bowl. The
Oh,
Cardinals won.
yes, yes. Hey, we want to make sure we shout out to those youngsters. The little Eunice team won the West Texas Gridiron League. They call it the Super Bowl. Shout out to those guys. I believe that's the 5th and 6th graders that won that, as well as the cheerleaders. They won the competition. They faked the pass to the outside. Pierce got a lot of pressure. Just duck it and go. Put that ball up under your armpit where it gets stinky and run with it. Man, he's out there doing like MJ used to do, you know, when he played basketball back in the day. And gets a little spooky sometimes.
It does, man. You're going to lose it, man. You're going to lose it. It scares me.
Look at Brett Parker sending me pictures of his view of the lake. And so I knew it. I appreciate you.
He can at least give us a weekend up there.
That's right. 5:52 and ticking. The announcers need a weekend at the lake. First and 10. They hand it straight up to Tippett, right up the middle. He cuts behind a blocker, and he's going to pick up enough for the first down and more. Great run by Micah Tippett.
He was real patient behind his lineman right there. Just kept running. And when he got open there, he just bursted through there. Nice, good, strong run on Micah.
First down to the Cardinals. They're all the way down to about we'll call it the 32-yard line.
And the ball is moving,
40 and ticking.
We're moving the ball.
Moving it right up the middle with the clock ticking. So 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. They snap it.
Once again.
And we were going to do that run right up the middle, but we get a false start out here on our receivers.
Yeah, I like how that receiver goes, me?
Yeah.
He points to himself, and the ref's like, yes, son, it's you.
That one right there.
Yeah.
You are the one.
The ref goes like, that's the 3rd time today.
So I got a shout out to my wife. So yesterday, of all things, she takes me to Walmart in the middle of the night because she's got to have ear pods because she keeps hearing from everybody about the funny stories and stuff we do up here. So she had to have ear pods so she can sit in the bleachers and listen to us so that she'll know what people are talking about when they come up to her and ask her something about what we said. 5:29 and ticking, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. They snap it, they hand it to Tippett up the middle. He breaks it out to the right side. He's got some room around the corner, gets knocked out of bounds, but not before a big pickup.
That's good patience, man. I keep saying this over and over, and all year he can see the field real good, but he stays behind his offensive line, which is what you're supposed to do for a running back. He does a great job.
I had somebody tell me that's the pistol formation, and I don't disagree with you. That may be what they call that, but the pistol I thought was where they had the quarterback and the shotgun and then the running back a couple of yards behind them, which I guess is kind of what that is, but then there's another back there too. It almost looks like a deep wishbone. So they run it straight up the middle that time with Tippett. He's all the way down to the 21-yard line. It's going to be real close to another Cardinal first down. They signal first down.
They do. That's
Yes,
good job
they
on
did.
Tippett.
Hey, I got a message from Hayden Dean, my little cousin. We appreciate you guys listening from Lubbock, Texas. And so we appreciate you guys out in Lubbock. Hayden was a good one. I was proud to call him my cousin. Did great things here for the Cardinals.
He was a keeper, huh?
Yes, he was. Oh, a great catch there by Thompson and a great pass by Pierce in traffic, about to get hit. He throws it out to Thompson. Thompson's going to pick up about 8 yards.
The offense is running on both sides, man. On passing and running right now. We look like the Eunice Cardinals that we are.
In Cleveland, Hobbs trails 14-7 in a great game in Cleveland. Hobbs in a position to possibly pull off the upset. Go Eagles.
Oh, man.
Ooh, that could have been ugly.
What quarter on the?
So I got somebody telling me that's called a single wing from the shotgun. Well, that sounds good to me. I believe you. Like I said, it's a different looking formation. That's what I'll call it. That sounds good.
Yeah, that's what I got as well here from Frank.
So I also got a picture here from the Fulfer house saying what party at the Fulfer, or watch party at the Fulfer house. So Cardinals back to the line of scrimmage. They fake the handoff, run a little option play. Quarterback keeps it. He's got some room. He's still going. He's all the way down, and he walks into the end zone, dragging a few players with him. Touchdown, Conager Pierce.
Touchdown. That was a good play. He faked the pitch and kept the ball running up the middle. He got hit, like 9 times?
Man, the whole team had a shot at him, and Pierce using the muscle that the Pierce family in Lee County's had for years, some of that ranching muscle, and he drags them up there like he's dragging bales of hay all the way in, and then threw in some oats at the end as he went into the end zone.
Good, strong run.
So it's now 19-0, 4:39 on the clock. They go for the kick extra point, and it gets blocked. And it'll be a dead ball at that point.
Why did it take forever to blow the whistle once the play's dead?
It makes no
and the reason we
sense
scored so easily, the whole time we push the ball, pass, run, pass, and the last one was option.
Yep.
Good job on the offensive side there this time.
Mixing it up, doing a good job there. We appreciate Miss Brenda Wilson, and she's doing a great job over there is the athletic director at the Hobbs Eagles and former Eunice Cardinal. She was a part of that state championship volleyball team here in Eunice back in '96.
She's a great person, you know.
Man, just a good
She was my
group.
teacher in middle school.
Man, I remember when I was
Except for my
playing
age, huh?
basketball and football here in Eunice, we had the little Wilson twins. They were just little fellas, just started walking and whatnot back then. And every day we'd have to have some sort of contest. Usually it was a foot race through the middle of the gym, and so we appreciate those guys a lot. Marty Rodriguez, we appreciate you listening, and we appreciate you very much. Appreciate all you guys out there that are
Yes,
paying
thank
attention
you.
to us. And so thank you for listening, all of you. With 4:39 remaining here in the half, Eunice puts another score on the board. It's 19-0. Cardinals getting ready to kick off. The Tularosa faithful are not happy.
Going
I
ape
hear
crazy over here, man. They just
I hear a
screaming
voice
stuff.
coming
Wow.
from somewhere in the audience that sounds.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, do you hear that?
That gives me chills.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm about to go out there and put my purple uniform on
No, we don't need that.
and play hard because that
They already have a
person is
mascot.
not happy with her team and tell them to get after it. So 4:39, 19-0. Eunice gets ready to kick off. Here goes the kickoff. This kickoff
Oh,
is
it's
brought
low.
to you by Parker Energy
missed
Services. I think our kicker missed the ball,
There was a little hesitation, and our guys crossed the line before.
so it's going to
So,
be a procedural call against Eunice. They're going to have to scoot it back and re-kick it.
He kind of missed the ball there. I think it was kind of like an onside kick there.
Yeah,
Middle.
the
He
whole
was kicking to the biggest guy on the field.
the whole team was looking at him like, what exactly was that?
You can
There
blame
goes that voice again. That
Yeah.
voice scares me when that one
I'm
kicks
telling you,
in.
it gives me chills,
I
man.
don't know if you folks back home can hear that, but that is an intense fan right there that makes me want to jump up and go out there and run.
But that's
few
what you
laps.
need sometimes in the stands.
I'm
Get you
telling
going.
you.
Is that your mom? That your grandma? Or your uncle or your aunt?
Yeah, because somebody's mama's not happy, or
No.
aunt, or whoever it is.
You should hit him.
So Eunice gets ready to kick off here. 4:39 once again. They've scooted back. They've got the ball spot at the 35. They kick
There
it.
it
That's
is.
a
Good
great
spot.
kick. They kick it all
Get
the
there.
way over the head
Get there.
of
Get
the,
there.
the
Get there.
back. And now
Get him,
Eunice has
Josh.
got to
Ooh.
make a tackle. They do.
Good. Guess who?
Trevino comes in and finishes him off.
Wrapped him
the
up, man.
first man down there was Brady Colburn, who slowed him up enough.
And then Josh came in behind him and missed the tackle and
And then in comes Trevino, who
Wraps him
says,
up,
how
baby.
you doing?
fundamentals of football.
Just
Hit him, wrapped him up, and drew him into the ground.
That was, in
Beautiful.
my day, you
We
were
got a
taught,
flag on the field.
Oh, no. You were taught face mask in the midsection, hands behind the booty, pick up and drive. That's what that looked like. Now they do this wrap up and roll thing
Yeah.
that they teach. And anyway,
Or not even
that
that.
was pretty
Sometimes they
neat.
just bump people and push them over, but that's good.
So,
It was holding on Tularosa.
so they're going to scoot them back even more. I got some more folks telling me that they want me to know that that they're listening and that they want to be appreciated. I think that's Travis Pearson. If it is, he changes phone numbers like I change socks, so I'm not real sure.
He's a wanted man. Huh?
That's right. I just see a phone number on my thingy there. So, Randy Gladden, I appreciate you guys. And Sean Roach, they're sending me some diagrams of what that play is called. And they're both diagrams say it's called something different. So both of y'all are using Google or something. It's like that medical stuff when they tell you you're going to have a heart attack if your left earlobe hurts or whatever.
Is that true? No.
Tularosa heads back to the line of scrimmage. It's 1st and 10. Ball spotted at about we'll call it the 8. Tularosa takes over 1st and 10. One receiver right, one to the left. They're passing the
Passing
whole
it.
way, looking down
Oh,
the field. They've got a man
Turn around,
again.
Kevin. Oh, and he caught it. Oh, no, it's a battle for it.
Tularosa.
He won the battle on that one.
Tularosa's receiver goes up, and I'll
Kevin
tell
had
you,
great defensive position.
man, after the ball got real high in the air and slowed, and the receiver had to slow down. He was 4 yards behind him again, but the ball floated, so the receiver slowed down, and Kevin ended up right there. And then they both went up for it. The Tularosa receiver comes down with it.
I mean, nope. I can't say nothing to that. He tried his best there.
4:20 and ticking, 19-0. Tularosa with a huge play there. It's 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 40.
The defense needs to refocus here. Clamp down now, guys.
So here goes Tularosa. They hand it off straight up the middle. There's a good open field tackle there by Trevino, right in the line. So Brandon Trevino, great tackle.
Trevino holding him up, and then 8 came in, finished him off, and so did 23.
Hayden Dean sending in a message saying in his entire high school career, the only football game he was ever involved in where they lost was right here in Tularosa. So he said win this one for him. 3:43 and ticking. It's 19-0. Eunice in the lead. Tularosa trying to put a late half drive together. It's 2nd 8. Ball spotted about the 40, call it the 42 and a half.
And 2nd down for Tularosa.
Tularosa comes to the line of scrimmage. They've got two receivers wide to the right. That inside one is the guy that's been doing the damage. One out there wide left. I formation. They're looking past the whole way. Here's this guy that they like to throw it to over here on this side. He's got some heat coming after him. A lot of Cardinals, and that looked like a...
There's a flag. It should be on. They hit Jonathan and blindsided him, man.
Was that Jonathan?
Yes, when they hit him in the back.
So they get blindsided over there on the end. There's a flag right in that area, so I'm assuming that's going to be an illegal block in the back on Tularosa, but we won't know for sure until they signal. 3:09 left here in the half.
If it wasn't a deal, that was a good hit.
They laid out a Cardinal. He went flying through the air. Usually you know when their butt and their heels fly in the air that they've been hit in the back. If their toes fly in the air, then you know it's usually a good hit. And I saw some tail on that one.
Back, there it is.
So the Tularosa faithful are not going to be happy with that one. They're scooting them back after the big gain from Tularosa. It's now 2nd and 11. Ball spotted at the 39.
I ain't going to say anything about that.
I might get beat up. Ball spotted at the 39. 3:09 remaining here in the half.
So it'll be 2nd down. Ball is resting at the 49.
Ball spotted at the 39-yard line.
2nd and 11.
Tularosa comes to the line of scrimmage. They've got one receiver headed out wide to the right. Everybody else is in tight. That guy they like to throw to is on that far side in the slot back position. They're going to hand it to him this time on a reverse. Ovi's out there getting held. He's still getting held. Look.
Oh, the whole time. Look at him. He's looking at the ref right now.
He's chasing the referee.
But either way, he was gang tackled by number 10, 14 for Eunice and 72.
So Eunice does a good job of closing the gap, but not before they pick up about 4. Ovi, like I said, he's usually pretty quiet. He runs all the way out here to the referee, and he's like, hey, look, man, like, what do I do here?
Yeah, but that was a good stop by Eunice, man. He did a little gang tackle in it, because if not, he was gone.
Ovi looked like he was wearing one of them backpacks that the little baby hangs in, like on
That's a big
Hangover.
Backpack, yeah.
And he had that big kid in the backpack as they were headed to the sidelines. 2:30 and ticking. Tularosa heads to the line of scrimmage. We'll call it 3rd down and 6. Ball spotted at about the 44-yard line.
There he is.
One wide left, one wide right. This guy down here is the guy they like to throw to when they do. They're in the I formation.
And he got quiet.
So here goes the snap. They're looking this way the whole way, and here they go. They throw it down the field.
Oh, right through number 14's hands.
Stinson had a clean play on an interception.
Does that kid have 2 sets of hands? One for offense, one for defense? Because offense, he catches everything. On defense, every now and then it's hit and miss, but
that ball went right through the defender's hands. Would have been an interception. Instead, with 2:06 remaining here in the half, Tularosa's going to have it 4th. We're going to call it 6. Ball spotted at the 44.
On the good job, he had him covered again.
Tularosa in the punt formation. It does me too. It scares me. I'm about to jump up and do some jumping jacks and get after it if she tells me to one more time.
We're going to lock this door behind me. That's what I want to do.
So Benton is back deep.
Oh, we can get a
they are going to punt it. They punt the ball down the field. He's got a chance to return this one. He picks it up and's got a. Well, they make a good open field tackle on Benton, but he does a good job.
That's the first time in a long time we've actually fielded the ball like that.
So we're going to take over 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Just under 2 minutes remain here in the half. Eunice is up 19-0.
19-0, huh?
So got a lot of people cheering for the Panthers and the Cardinals. So we're definitely hoping to see some Panthers and Cardinals next week. Still got a lot of football left to play here. Man. No doubt about it.
We just need to stay focused and continue scoring points, man.
So, yeah, once again, shout out to those 5th and 6th grade boys. That's neat that they're out there winning Super Bowls. Oh, and that ball is in and out of the hands of Benton.
And that's what I'm referring to, man. We need to be consistent. Consistency will win this game in any game you play.
So, I know everybody back in Lee County would like to would like to see a Eunice Jowl matchup in the championship, and Eunice got to get through this game. They still got a lot of football to go here. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson, Tippett in the backfield. The snap is back. He's looking down the field. He's scoots around a man and then throws it deep. He's got a man open.
Hit his hands. He's overthrew him a little bit, man.
Just overthrew him about a yard. He actually got a fingertip on it.
I don't know how he can see that. The sun's right in his eyes looking back at it.
Man,
that's 3 passes, and we have not ran the ball yet. Or 2 passes. I apologize.
So we've thrown it down the field a couple times here. The clock has stopped. We definitely don't want to turn it over on down and give it back to Tularosa right here in this
No, not
great
in that
field
area, no.
position. We did that against Jow earlier in the season. It didn't work out too good for us.
So see what happened there, right?
Yeah. So we're up 19-0. I think we got to be smart here on this play and look.
Keep being aggressive but smart about it.
Yeah. So 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson tipping the backfield. Here's the snap. We're looking past the whole way. He's got
he
a
is sacked. He lost of 10 yards, man, 12 yards.
Gets sacked in the backfield. The clock is ticking.
The only thing that when that happens, other than being sacked in the back, it gives Tularosa
A little momentum.
yes, a little heartbeat. We don't need that.
Yep, momentum here.
And once again,
124 and ticking.
I don't know if it was another screen pass or what, but once again, the line did not block very well there.
So it's 4th down. They're showing 18 up on the scoreboard. 4th and 18. We're down to 110 and ticking.
It's 4th and
I would be surprised if they don't let it tick down to real close. Maybe even take the penalty. I don't know. We'll see what they do here.
if we do that, we'll be kicking out of the end zone. No, it's a 5-yard penalty, right?
We got 11 people out there on the field. Yeah, it looks like maybe he's going to call a timeout right before. Yeah, he
Look at the
is.
camera guy. You must have zoomed in on that, huh? You read his lips, ain't you?
Charlie Fairbrush knows his football. Eunice takes a timeout with 51 seconds remaining here in the half. And so got somebody. Yes, she is for sure. 51 seconds remaining here in the half. It's 19-0. Eunice takes a timeout here. It's the biggest thing right here is just be smart, protect this lead going into the half, I think.
Yeah, be smart out there. Play Cardinal football. Run the ball when it needs to be run and throw the ball when it needs to be passed. That's easier said than done, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. But, I mean, I'm just saying, just stay focused. I mean, I know we got the lead, or Eunice has the lead, but we have to stay focused, man. Be disciplined. Play your area, play your zone, and
while we've got a minute, make sure that we shout out to Eunice Public Schools. We're always talking about facilities, and the Eunice Public Schools recently, the mill or the bond, whatever, passed again.
Thank you for your voters out there.
Yes, absolutely. Rosendo and I are on that committee that's helping to design a new gymnasium. Some people are calling it the Taj Mahal. It is a beautiful facility that's in the preliminary stages right now, but so far those preliminary designs are amazing, and I'm excited for
And
one.
keep in mind,
that.
this gym's going to be for the community as well.
Yes. 51 seconds remain here. Eunice in the punt formation. You can bet Tularosa's coming after it. They are, but Pierce gets it away. It's a high floater down the field. It takes a great bounce for the Cardinals. I don't see any flags on the field. It's all the way down inside the 30. It's about the 28-yard line. 39 seconds remaining on the clock.
That's a good punt. Out of the 3 we've done today, that's the best one.
Yes. So, Tularosa will take over 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 28. Under 40 seconds to go.
I think they're going to try to strike at least one time and then let the time run out.
Yes, I agree. Eunice just needs to be smart here, play good defense, contain everything.
Don't relax.
Yep. You sure don't want to go out here. I mean, the one gentleman that's gave us fits on this Tularosa team
is the shortest player on the field and the fastest player on the field.
Yes, he is fast. I think he's number 3.
Correct.
He's headed out to that side.
Compare him to that guy. You know what? I can tell you what they're going to throw it to him, and he's just going to run behind the big guy.
It says here K-A-N-I, Connie Mathis. Kanai Mathis. He's headed over to that left side.
We're confused, lost in days right now. What are we going to do here?
Man, that is an interesting
defensive side?
setup. This is like that old, what do they call it, the single wing type of thing? We throw it out here to the side.
Wrap them up,
we miss a tackle, and they jump out of bounds. There was flags that flew everywhere. It's got to be a formation.
False start. False start.
So they used to call that the swinging gate, or when I was a youngster, they'd get into like a swinging gate formation. That was kind of a mixed swinging gate. They had a lineman way out to the left, almost all the way by our sidelines, with that little guy that's give us troubles, Mathis, behind him. And then they had 2 linemen over here on this side with one guy behind them, and then the rest of them were lined up in kind of a center formation, kind of a weird setup.
So on the defensive side, how do you set up for that?
I don't know. I think you call for help. I don't.
Call a timeout and readjust.
There's the military base over here, White Sands. They could do some experimental research and develop a defense for that, I guess. Here, I think they're coming up. No, I was going to say I think they're going to do it again. They're not this time. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Quarterback in the backfield by himself. Where's the little fella? He's over there, Mathis.
It's a name to remember.
So they're looking down the field. They throw it down the field, and they throw it to that young man.
Oh, and Kevin knocked it out of his hands.
Kevin Garcia comes up and hits him right as he tackles it, or right as he catches it, knocks the ball out of his hands, and it flies out of bounds. So that'll stop the clock with 27 seconds.
Based on a complete pass, right?
Yes. So they're going to show that he picked up at least 5 here. So they're showing 2nd and 6 on the board. So we'll say picked up 4. Ball spotted about the 32-yard line. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left, empty backfield, quarterback in the shotgun. They snap it back. He's looking down the field. He throws it over the middle. Eunice, oh man, they missed a tackle, and he's on his feet, headed down the field all the way inside the 40 before they tackle him.
And this is what I'm talking about. We need to stay home, play our zone like we know how to do it, and go from there. I think they want to spike the ball.
3 players were on him and made the tackle, or looked like they did, and then he popped out of the pile and kept on going down the field. And they spike it to stop the clock. They weren't set, so there's a flag on the field.
And something like that, a question. The people on the sticks were still moving. Why did they let him go?
Yeah, because once they started that clock up there, the Whitehats signaled for him to run the clock, and once they do that, they went ahead and snapped it. But you're right, the chains weren't even set.
The chains weren't set, nothing was going on over there. Anyways.
And so they went ahead and snapped it. And
on the defensive side, we need to stay focused because something has not happened this game that happens every game to us in the first half. If you can guess that, Jimmy will buy you a burger at Dairy Freeze. And it's on the defensive side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. So illegal procedure, that's going to scoot them back. So they'll scoot them back 5 yards. 15 seconds remain here in the half. They're going to move them back, and they've spotted it. We'll call it the 43-yard line. So 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Now they've got 3 to the left. Quarterback in the backfield by himself in the shotgun. Eunice kind of in that deep spread defense here. They throw it down the field, and the defensive back was right where he needed to be that time.
High-end was running step and step with him, man.
High-end Castro right there with him, did a great job on that play defensively.
Very good job. 4
seconds remain here on the clock. Tularosa hustling back to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd, we'll call it 15. Ball spotted about the 43. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. This little fast guy's over here on this side. That's number 3, Mathis.
When we get a sack right here, don't worry about that guy.
They need to get in there if they're going to. They don't need to give this young man time to get down the field. Here's the snap. He's looking down the field. Ovi's after him and gets a hand on him and couldn't finish him. Now Ovi's chasing him down from behind, and Ovi tackles him right as the buzzer goes off. And that'll be the end of the first half. Eunice leads 19-0 at halftime here against the undefeated number 2 ranked Wildcats. Eunice is in the lead. We'll send it back to the station let's go back for 8 minutes and a word from our sponsors.
You're clear.
All right.
Awesome.
You said 8 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
What number are you?
I'm 3.
Yep.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Is anybody there?
Can you guys hear us?
Wow.
Yes, we could hear you.
Okay. What we did is I did like a double connection through the streamline. I did not hook up the phone connection,
Okay.
so that's why it looks different. And one of the reasons I did that is because I was looking at the service, and we're floating around the 89, 99 on our numbers, so the signal looked really strong. So, and we were in a hurry, so I just took a chance.
We hooked everything up like in 30 seconds, literally.
Okay. That's fine.
All right.
I mean, for hooking it up so fast, we actually
We
sound
just
pretty
wanted to make sure that y'all guys were still connected.
Yes, ma'am. We had shut off our thing so that if we said anything that could be used against us now or in a court of law, that we.
And trust me, if we were no longer connected, we have so many phone calls and
It's
text
okay,
messages.
Jimmy. Don't let your judge out.
I'm gonna try not to.
Here, Judge. I
You guys
like
have
that.
about 20 left.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
10.
My feet hurt.
3 2 1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the NMAA 2A state semifinal football playoffs here in Tularosa, where the number 2 seeded, undefeated Tularosa Wildcats are hosting the multiple-time defending state champion, number 3 seeded Eunice Cardinals here on a beautiful day in Tularosa, New Mexico.
It's very beautiful.
You couldn't ask for a better picture, image. I mean, it's sunny, it's clear, you got the mountains in the background, all the trees are changing colors. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, and it makes it even more beautiful for those of us from Eunice when you look at that scoreboard and we're up 19-0 against an undefeated Tularosa team. And so, pretty exciting game. Conager Pierce has thrown the ball really well back there as quarterback. He's delivered some strikes, some great playmaking down the field from receivers such as Zeke Benton, George Ortega, and Ashton Thompson's made a couple of good catches, and so
And we're also running the ball. I hate to interrupt
Yes.
you, but we're running the ball as well. Our offense is running pretty balanced right now.
when we were doing our best in that first half was when we was probably running twice to ever one pass. We had a mix, but it was, one to Tippett, one to Pierce. We're heading up the middle. We're picking up 8, 10, 12 yards on a pop, and then the next thing you know, we throw it to somebody and have
Get
some
30
space.
yards, 40
when
yards.
when we were clearing out the backfield and having 3 one side, 2 to the other, and it's just we're going to throw it down the field, we struggled a little bit with that. However, I will say I think that's the formation we were in when we threw it to Benton when he stretched out and made that
Dove for the ball.
amazing diving catch.
And at the beginning of the game, we were kind of on our offensive side. We weren't expecting to be blitzed so much.
Yeah.
So the coach went ahead and adjusted and put those 2 running backs back there.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's the thing we've adjusted to that. And that's why we've been so.
Those want to make sure, and they reminded me because Tularosa's announcing on the loudspeaker here about their little kids getting to go play in some championship here, their little youth kids. Our 5th and 6th grade kids played in the Super Bowl. I know a bunch of those kids' names. I know a lot of the parents, but I don't want to start naming them because I know I'll forget
Get somebody
half
in,
the
yes.
group, and I don't want to make anybody mad. But I tell you,
And it was a great team effort on them.
man, we went over. You were there. I went over. Had a large crowd. We played Lovington, and Lee County team Lovington. They've got the 2nd most state football champs in New Mexico football history championships. They got the number 1 team right now in 4A in the state of New Mexico. And Eunice had a bigger crowd there than they did. They were rowdy. They were noisy. There was a couple of gentlemen up that were sitting a little bit in front of us. My wife told me their last names, and, man, I tell you, those guys, they reminded me of like a Sammy Mendoza, Charlie Fairbrush back in his day. They were noisy. It was positive, but they were noisy. They took a lot of pride in the youth team. Those kids went out there and just played amazing. They did.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And keep this in mind, they were playing in a Texas league, correct?
Yes.
2 New Mexico teams playing
in
Texas
that league, and JAL plays in it too. I know we got a lot of JAL listeners, and a couple of their teams played in some of the younger divisions Super Bowl. Our cheerleaders won the overall cheer competition, a bunch of bigger schools, but you had teams from Hobbs, Lovington, Eunice, and JAL as far as New Mexico, and then the other teams were people like Andrews, Denver City, Kermit, Wink, Plains, Seminole, and I'm sure I'm missing, several.
Half a dozen maybe.
But all of those West Texas teams, and, for teams like Eunice and JAL to go over there and not only compete, but to win championships. If you think back, this group some of them that are out here today, some of that group that just graduated the last few years, those groups were going over there and winning those. And to me, that's what makes Eunice football what it is that kind of competition with those little kids.
Teaching them the rules, teaching them how to tackle.
We've got a lot of parents, and I'll forget some of them, but I'm going to throw some names out there. Carlos Armendariz was out there as one of our coaches. Jacob Melanson was out there coaching. I saw
Joel Armendariz was out there.
Joel Armendariz. I saw golly, my brain went blank. That's why I said I wasn't going to name folks. But like Edward Charo, I saw, just a lot of good people in our community. Sean Roach, I know he's listening. He's one that helps with a lot of those youth teams.
I think he runs the league there for Eunice, I believe.
Yes, I believe so. Just so many great people. And anyway, those kids did good. They performed. And they looked impressive, man. They ran some neat plays and had some neat setups, and they looked like they played football.
And what I liked about it, they had the discipline because the Loving team was going to do an onside kick, and the coach hollered something from the sideline, and their whole team just adjusted to it. Yeah, shifted. It was beautiful.
Like they knew exactly where to go into a completely different formation, and they all just shifted. And I mean, it was like they all sprinted to their spots. And the minute they came up in what looked like an onside kick, he yelled something at them, and they were spread out in a normal kick return formation. As soon as he yelled that, within like 2 or 3 seconds, everybody had moved 20, 30 yards in a different spot set up, and they kicked the onside kick. We got it. And
that's a reflection of the coaches because they practice how they play.
Yeah.
And that's a good job in there. And thank you for volunteering, too. That's all volunteer time.
Just a neat deal to watch those youngsters win. And then once again, the cheerleaders, they went over there and won the overall champion. And
I think isn't Erica Ornelas their coach?
That's
one of the coaches?
That sounds good to me. I believe you. I mean, if that's what
y'all
you're
know
saying.
who the coaches are, let us know.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
We'll make sure we holler at them.
They deserve it.
So we appreciate those folks, and we've already mentioned some of these sponsors. We appreciate them for sure, and we try to shout out to them and make sure that people understand that without them, we could not do what we do. One of the things that I didn't get a chance to do here a while ago was we were in a hurry. We want to make sure that we shout out to some of our assistant coaches. Bobby Reed is the defensive coordinator for Eunice. He came to Eunice from Lovington. He's in his 3rd year. Pat Crowley is the offensive and defensive line coach. He came to us from Texaco, where he was a member of the mighty Green Empire, and then he joined the good side and came over here. Other assistants are longtime Eunice educator, former high school principal, longtime baseball coach, just kind of a jack of all trades, and that's Gary Frazier. He retired for a year, and now he's back double dipping, so he's making that big money, and he's back here getting after it. Tyler Almaguer, a former standout football and baseball player here in Eunice. Man, he was a fun one to watch in his day.
Man. He was
a
blessed.
Tough kid, and I mean, just a real neat kid. Went on to play college baseball. He's one of the assistants. Kyle Kimple. I call him Keep It Simple Kimple. And anyway, he's from Artesia and came over from Artesia. Been a couple different places, but spent time over there. And then Kendall Boyd, another former Eunice Cardinal standout from days gone by. We appreciate him. He kind of takes care of.
He fixes everybody.
Yeah.
He's like
Mr.
Mr. Miyagi
Miyagi
on the field.
He runs over, slaps his hands
I won't say
together,
run. He'll
skids them.
slide out there.
Well, yeah,
slap
you're
his
right. He
hands,
probably
kinda
don't
puts
run.
them on
But he
both sides
slaps
of
his
the team.
hands together, does that little heat thing, and then sticks the voodoo hands on them, and suddenly they get up and they walk
Yeah,
off the
walk
field
off.
and they're fixed. And so he's got a lot of experience in that, though, because that young man has had a lot of little bang-ups himself. So he's got those magic hands where he fixes himself all the
Big
time.
magic hands.
And now he's fixing the Cardinals. So we appreciate Kendall Boyd and then the Boyd family. So longtime Eunice folks.
I believe here that head coaches for the volleyball team.
Okay, Erica, Ashton, and Candy. So we appreciate you guys and all that you do with those little
I
youngsters.
said,
And so,
I said volleyball cheerleaders. I apologize.
so we appreciate them. Tularosa comes back onto the field. They pulled a Eunice Cardinals on us. They didn't come back till the clock was at 0, and then they put 3 more minutes on the clock. So apparently we're not the only ones that does that crazy stuff that I've never seen before until recently.
Apparently not, huh?
And I've never had anybody tell me. They put like 15 minutes on the clock for halftime, and then we've talked about this before. We always sit in our locker room until the horn goes off at 0, and then we come out and they put more time on it. Well, I think it was the Jow game. It was either the Jow or Texaco game. We came out like that, and they threw a penalty flag on us and scooted us back, and
That was Texaco, was it not?
and called it a delay game. I can't remember which one it was, but they did. But Tularosa just did the same thing. So they pulled the Cardinals on us right here. Tularosa on the sideline warming up. They've got one young man from Clovis on their team.
Wearing that purple.
Yeah, he's
I was
got
about to ask that.
Yeah.
You going Northwest or something?
The whole team has got maroon on. They've got one young man.
You just said that on
And he's got that Clovis Wildcat helmet. I mean, Wildcats. It is what it is. It's kind of a shade of purple, that maroonish.
He probably has a big head or an oversized head. I shouldn't say big, right?
Well, yeah, he's not a. I mean, he's a big, good-sized kid.
Yeah, there's
for sure.
a black one out there too.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that's.
There's some big kids as well. So
Where's black? What school would that be?
the Eagles?
The Hobbs Eagles. That's a Hobbs Eagle down there in the middle of the Wildcats. He got that black hat on.
I'm telling you.
And anyway, so
As long as they don't have no red or orange, we're okay.
we're getting ready to get started here. Shout out to our sponsors, Parker Energy Services, Brett Parker, Penny Parker. Thank you guys. They're hiring CDL drivers, 2350 Avenue O. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews. Hope you guys are watching my house. She lived right beside me. Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves. She's listening, I know, because she sent me some info a while ago. Brian, Nikki, Elma, Aaron, Yachty, and the gang. Eunice Public Schools. Cardinal Hardware, Ashley Davis, Chip Myers, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and the Whitmire family. They changed my oil yesterday. We appreciate you guys. Redbird Gas, Bart Parker, IPS, Lasco Construction, John Ragsdale, Albertsons Market, Jubal Patterson, the man, the myth, the legend, Jubal. We appreciate you. R360, Les Elliott.
His name is Jubal.
Jubal, man, Jubal Patterson is a pretty neat fella. And like I said, all that Patterson group originally was from Eunice. And so our legend, Bob Patterson, he's one of them Pattersons with all that group. So they're getting ready to start the second half. The clock still shows 18 seconds. Everybody's ready to go.
I'd hit it to number 4. He's blocking the sun right now. That's a kick it to him straight in the air. He'll misplay and get the ball. That's what I would do.
So, Aaron, you are right. Aaron, back at the radio station, we appreciate you. We give you a shout out. And he says he wants to challenge Randy Gladden to a little arm wrestling match. So
I haven't met Aaron, but Randy's pretty stout.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if he's as big as Jared, we're in good shape. He can win that one.
Aaron's got arms at least as big around as my pinky, and so I mean there's some monsters. He's probably going to slam dunk Randy in an arm wrestling match. So here's the kickoff. It's a good one. They skip it over onto the ground. Tularosa picks it up though about the 20.
Good gang tackle right there.
And
Who hit it
Eunice
first?
makes
Number
a
1,
great
Kevin.
tackle. Kevin Garcia. The leader in there, and then the rest of the Cardinals jump on. They're going to have it 1st and 10. They get it out to the 30-yard line.
That's a good hit
So,
there by Kevin Garcia.
And we appreciate all you guys listening. Thanks, Aaron, for letting us do this. We enjoy it. We try to make it fun. I bet I've got 10 messages just in the last hour or so telling us that they enjoy listening to us and they enjoy the fun. So we try to make it that way.
Read them for us, huh?
Yeah,
So
we
focus
need
on the game a little bit
a
more.
text message screener so that people can screen them for us like them big radio stations. So under 12 minutes on the clock. Tularosa comes to the line of scrimmage. They've got this young man out here wide right. He's the guy they like to throw to. They hand it off straight up the middle, and big 7'4", that's Leo Baltarez. Baltarez?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I don't know why I always struggle
And
with
there's
his
a flag
name.
on the field coming from the backside.
So,
Bet you it's holding.
So it looks like we got a flag on the play. I do got a message from Hayden Dean saying you're supposed to put 3 minutes on the clock when the field comes, or when the teams come onto the field after halftime. I didn't know that. I never seen
I like
that.
how he says you're supposed to.
Yeah, I didn't know. I've never seen that before until we started doing it about 3-4 years ago. Until
never
then,
paid
I never
attention.
seen it. Well, I guarantee you we didn't do that when I played. Dave Lynn was like, take that damn time off the clock and get out there. We need you to go. These kids aren't tired.
I think it was a chop block. 'Cause look how far they went. 15 yards, right? 15,
Oh,
20
wow.
yards.
So they've called a chop block on the Wildcats. That'll scoot them way back, way back, all the way back to, it looks like they've spotted it at the 15.
I think the Mendozas have a copyright on that saying, sir.
That?
Yeah, I'm joking.
I thought they had one
The
that
way
hit somebody.
They probably got copyrights on all that.
So Tularosa in a tight set this time. Is that the speedster out? No.
He's hiding right
He's
behind
over
that
here.
big guy.
Yeah, he's on this side. They pitch it out. They're looking pitch, run the whole way, sweep. Cardinals get in there
Fumble,
and make a
no?
tackle. They pick up I'd say about 8.
Who wrapped him up? Number 74. He came all from the backside and got that?
Yeah, he had 74. Leo
Came
gets
from the opposite end.
and O gets in on a little bit of that as well. 11:30 and ticking.
They both came from the opposite end and met him over
Yes. Yeah, Leo is the tackle on that side. Ovi's the end on that side, and they ended up making the play on this side. So here comes Tularosa to the line of scrimmage. They must have saw something they like out of this formation at halftime because they've been in it the whole time. The young man, the speedster's over on that side. He's the second guy. They pitch it out to that side again.
here. Oh, they got him
And
tackled in the backfield
great
by
job
who?
in the backfield. I'm trying to see. I think that's a Caballero, isn't
No,
it?
that's,
Oh, no, it's
four.
Brady Colburn.
It's a
Brady
C. We'll take it.
Colburn. Colburn comes from a long list of Eunice Cardinals. Great family up there. His, his grandpa on one side was Dickie Hayes, who was a longtime
Yes.
principal and graduate of Annapolis,
And he went to the Navy for many, many, many years.
man, a real
He's
real
a
good
great
man.
veteran, yes.
And then on the other side of that family, I mean, shoot, you got like Neil Hayes, and you got you got all the Joneses. I mean, just a great group. So third, and they're going to call it 19. One receiver wide to the right.
Pass.
They're looking past the whole way this
guess
time.
to
They've
who?
got him.
He got
They're
hit when he
throwing
threw
it
it.
to him.
Good
Oh,
job, Kevin.
the ball got deflected in there. Kevin and Stinson did a real good job of
closing
collapsing,
that gap.
closing it. Yes.
Yeah. I think Kevin's stepping up to the challenge tonight. He's seen that. He stepped up, and he's a very good job on his part right there. He adjusted very well on that throw.
So,
Plus, their quarterback got hit when he threw it. So
so
it's
the
just
punt team comes on.
already?
Yep. So it's going to be fourth and
fast.
about 19. 10:21 remaining on the clock here in the third quarter.
That just took 4 plays, huh?
Yes.
Look at the humor of that, guys.
That huge penalty, too. So Tularosa in the punt formation. Eunice has got Benton back. Benton has got some speed. If he could catch a line drive. Oh, they almost kick
Ooh.
it. Oh, and
Oh, he
Ovi gets
did.
a hand on it.
He did.
And Ovi blocks the punt straight sideways out of bounds.
It doesn't even get to the.
Did you see where the official was going?
Yeah.
The whole team had to tell him, no, you can't go up there. Anyway, they block it straight sideways. Ovi blocked the punt, and it went at an angle almost straight sideways.
And Jorge Ontiveros caught that on the sideline. Yeah. He's all waving his hands like for a fair catch.
Fair catch.
That clown. By the way, it is his birthday, correct?
Yes, happy birthday, Jorge. Happy birthday, Jorge Ontiveros today, Ovi Ontiveros tomorrow. So make sure you wish those guys happy birthday. A couple of great young men.
That's crazy, huh?
So Eunice takes over 1st and 10 in great field position. They're going to be at about we'll call it the
We have to
28-yard
capitalize on
line.
this, man.
4 receivers to the left. Pierce and somebody in the backfield. He's got
That's
some
Josh
running
Carlos.
room. Josh Carlos
Turn
trying
up,
to
son.
get some. He couldn't get anywhere, and they plow him up in the backfield and run him down. He
couldn't make
loses
that corner.
big. Nope.
Could not make that corner. It's a smart move. He has fresh legs, and he's very, very fast. But he could not make that corner.
Yeah, you know, you hate to second guess, but that's what people like you and I do up here as announcers. If he'd have tucked it and went up, he'd have probably picked up 5 or so. Instead, he loses about a half a yard. So it's going to be 2nd and 10.
And he's still in the game. 2
receivers right, 2 to the left. Josh Carlos and Pierce in the backfield. They're rolling right, looking right the whole way. Pierce
Tuck
just
and
needs
run,
to
tuck and
go.
run. There you go.
Pierce has got it. He's
Oh,
running.
they got
He's
lucky.
rumbling, stumbling. He picks up about 7.
Man, that's a shoestring tackle right there because he was gone. That's a good job on him tucking the ball and running.
So the Cardinals pick up about, I'm going to call it 6. So it's 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 4. Ball spotted, it looks like about the 23. Kind of tough for us to tell here from our angle. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. That kind of inverted whatever we decided we were going to call that. They hand it to Tippett right up the middle. Tippett's bobbing and weaving.
He came out of that A gap there and came back, circle around. And
Popped back out and ended up just barely at the line of scrimmage.
barely line of scrimmage. Something like that is tough to, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, right?
Yep, so 4th, and we're going to call it 6. Eunice has the ball, 2 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. That's Benton over here to the left. Pierce, Tippett, and I think that's Josh Carlos. No, that's Ortega.
Offsides.
And Ovi rocked back.
No. Let's see if it is on us.
Yeah,
They both moved at the same time.
So the defense, we tried it on 2. The defensive end came. Ovi rocked back in his formation, so that's going to scoot him back 5. That's going to make it about 4th, and we'll call it close to 10.
Something like that. So look, I should throw the flag and offset this penalties, right?
Maybe. It being a Eunice fan and an Ovi fan, I say yes, but I think we rock back. So
I agree
Ovi
with
rocks
you.
back there. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the
4th
left.
down, coach.
They're in that inverted single wing looking thing. They
Little
throw
float
it down
pass.
the side. They've got a
Ashton
man.
got a catch.
And Ashton, oh,
He dropped the ball.
man. Ashton Thompson with what I thought was a great catch, and then when the dust settled, the ball was laying beside him on the turf.
And it's his tough catch, too, because he had to look back into the sun and catch it with his hands because he was covered pretty well. But he came down with the ball, but the opposite guy came in and hit him very hard and dropped it.
So Tularosa will
Good
take
effort.
over on downs here.
Very good effort on his behalf.
So their stands are coming alive. They're getting noisy with the Let's Go Wildcats theme out here. It's going to be 1st and 10. Ball spotted about the 28-yard line. 8:17 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. There's still a lot of time to be played in this game. Cardinals got to keep the pressure on for sure.
That coach right there, the cheerleader coach, he's been standing at that stance right there the whole first half.
In attention.
In attention. She's
Yep.
bad.
So 2 receivers to the left, 1 out here to the right. They're in that kind of sideways pistol formation in the backfield. They take the snap. Tularosa does. 1st and 10. He's going to run it straight up the middle. He's got a little space. Eunice closes that gap.
See Hawkins. Who else is in there?
Look for a couple of yards.
Hawkins,
Jonathan Caballero is one of those on the bottom of the pile. And
juniors.
Jerry Hawkins.
Caballero, and Trevino.
And 72 comes in and finishes them off at the end.
The little guy stood him up, and the big guy pushed him down.
Yes,
Huh?
yes.
So Leo.
So they pick up about 4 there. It's going to be 2nd down. We'll call it 6. Looks like the ball spotted about we'll call it the 32. Kind of tough to tell. Tularosa comes to the line of scrimmage. They've got the speedster. The one they like to throw it to is over here on our
And our
side.
strong safety's way up.
Yes.
We need
1 way to the left. I formation in the backfield. They hand it straight up the middle. Eunice closes the gap, but he picks up a few yards.
Up to the 35 of the Wildcats.
that guy with the purple hat loves hitting people, huh?
Yeah, he does. So that looks like Brady Colburn that was in there. Ovi's also in there in the bottom of that pile when they all got up.
Yeah.
Micah Tippett goes to the sideline. Or is that's 8? That's Ortega. Ortega goes to the sideline with a limp. He's got his hands on his knees over on the sideline. Hope he's okay for sure.
Probably a little cramp or something. It is hot out here for a football game.
One receiver to the right, one to the left. This one on this side over here matched up with Stinson is the guy they like to throw to when they throw it. They're in the I formation. Mathis is his name. They try to get us to jump off sides. Then the quarterback falls down. The ball's on the ground. And I can't tell.
No, they recovered it.
Okay, I was going to say our crowd ain't going crazy.
No, he tripped over his own lineman. He came back and he was going to hand it off to the running back, and running back actually caught it and fumbled himself.
Looked like they were pulling a guard, And as that guard started to step behind the center, he was rocking back. From, and anyway, it ended up tripping him back.
Anyway, it's 4th down. So Randy wanted, right?
Randy says he's almost 50. He can't be arm wrestling anybody anymore.
He's almost 50?
I know the feeling. Shoot, I'm not too far from it. So
Y'all
Tularosa in the punt formation, and they are going to punt it. And this punt's high and over here to this side, and it's skipping toward the sideline.
That took a Eunice.
It took a good bounce for us, for sure. Kind of sideways, definitely didn't go any more that way. So Eunice is going to take over with 5:53 remaining in the third quarter. 1st and 10. Ball is going to be spotted at the 40-yard line, at the 40. So Eunice will take over here. Something to keep our eyes on is Ortega. Ortega went to the sideline during that last defensive thing, and he's over there. They're working on him. They got Magic Hands Boyd over there doing the Mr. Miyagi voodoo trick on him. 2 receivers, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. Here's the snap. They're going to snap it directly to Tippett. He's got some room up the middle, still on his feet, and he's all the way to the 45-yard line, crosses midfield, and is brought down right at the 45.
That kid can run, can't he?
You know, he's just a tough kid. All-around tough kid.
I mean, just
runs hard, runs pretty fast.
He sees the field pretty good.
5:43 and ticking. 1st and 10, Eunice at the 45. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Inverted wishbone, single wing, whatever that is. They're going to hand it right up the middle to Tippett again. This time he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Once again, the offensive line not doing anything there, but we have Mata in the backfield as well right now.
Okay.
That's number 15, correct?
Yeah, that is Mata.
Give him a shout out.
So Mata's in the backfield. So waiting on the call from the sidelines. They head up to the line of scrimmage. They're in that thing, whatever you call that formation. Mata's in the back of it. Tippett to the side. Pearson the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's looking down the field. He's got pressure coming after him. He gets rid of it, throws it down the field, and a great catch by Benton and a great throw by Pierce.
He had to come free, come back in about 5 yards and catch that before it hit the ground.
Pierce threw that one like he was throwing a fastball in a baseball game.
Trying to throw somebody out at second, wasn't he?
That ball didn't get about 2 foot off the ground for about 30 yards. Anyway, so we've got it 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 20, we'll call it the 26-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. They snap it directly to Tippett, and he's got some room. He's headed up the middle of the field.
Good job,
all
Tippett.
The way inside the 10. He went down awkward.
It's because they're holding their legs when they go down and turning. The whole gator move, I guess, when you grab and spin. Well, we got a 1st down.
So that's a 1st down, 4:35 and ticking. Eunice ahead 19 to nothing.
1st and goal, ain't it?
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. They're going to run it straight up the middle with that little push play that they do. He's still going. He's inside the 5, and he's going to walk into the end zone with about 3 guys hanging off his back like a sack of taters.
In the first quarter. Just carried him in, man.
Pierce carries defenders from the 10-yard line all the way into the goal line. Touchdown, Eunice Cardinals, and we're going to go for 2.
That was a good run on the Eunice Cardinals there.
So it's 25-0.
That's some tough football right there.
And we send out the group to go for 2. So they've got the normal offense on the field. Pierce in the backfield in the shotgun. He's got Mata and Tippett back there with him. I look for one of them to run it right up the middle. 2 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. That's Benton. We're going to throw it the whole way. They throw the fade.
Oh, hit it.
And that ball is deflected. A great play defensively by the defensive back.
He did a very good job, even though he had his back to the quarterback.
So the 2-point conversion fails, but not before Eunice puts 6 more on the board. It's 25-0. Eunice in the lead. Want to shout out to our sponsors. We're going to keep it here. Parker Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, IPS, Lasco Construction, Albertsons Market, and R360. Without you, the people could not listen to this broadcast for free back at home, and so we appreciate you. Thank you so much for all that you do. You make this happen. So thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
So
third quarter with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left.
Eunice is up 25-0. It's still a lot of football to be played, so I don't think we're in a position where you can start being comfortable. But last update I got from Cleveland up in Rio Rancho, Hobbs was losing up there. Let me see if I can get that score here. The last one that I had gotten was Cleveland 21, Hobbs 7. So the Eagles doing a good job and definitely, competing up there for sure. And there was a lot of people thought
what
they would.
What quarter was that? You don't know?
That's third quarter.
Third quarter?
21-7, third quarter. So, anyway.
What ranking is Cleveland?
Cleveland's number 1.
Number 1?
Yeah, they're the number 1 team in New Mexico in all classes. And, they've just been running through everybody. So 4:23, Eunice is getting ready to kick off. They're going to kick off from the left hash. Here they go with the kickoff. It's a little flipper right up the middle, and the young man just catches it and drops to his knees at the 45.
The only thing I see on that, when he hit it, our lineman or our defensive side was running real slow up to him.
Right.
He did not call for a fair catch. He could have ran for an extra 5 yards.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he caught it
focused, man.
and dropped down. Yeah, you got to go take a shot on him.
Yes. And Kevin did. He number 1 came in and hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean. You got to stay focused. Even though we have the lead, we got to stay focused.
So our defense is back out on the field. Seemed like they've been out there a lot, even though we've scored and kept the ball on offense. Our offensive drives have been
so
quick, short ones because the way we play. Defense have been out there on the field a lot. So Tularosa comes to the line of scrimmage. They've got the speedster over here. That's Mathis. He's on this side. He's the inside receiver. So the quarterback's in the I formation. Yep. They pitch it back to him. He's got a little space. He breaks it down the right side. He's got some space. Ortega's chasing him, but he can't catch him. And they're going to be all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tularosa Wildcats.
That's their first breakdown of the defense, man. We had a little miscommunication over here.
With 4:11 remaining here in the third quarter, Tularosa gets on the board after a 50-yard touchdown. It's now 25-6, and that was a 55-yard touchdown run.
And that's the only second time they've ran that play on the Eunice today. And this time they scored on us, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely not a good deal for the Cardinals. And just as we talked about, you can't relax, then we give a 55-yard run. So Tularosa's going to go for 2. They're going to try to chop into this lead here. So here they go. They line up. They pitch it out here. They run the exact same play, and this time looks like George Ortega gets in there and takes his feet out and drops him to the ground in the backfield.
Good strong tackle on his behalf.
So with 4:11 remaining in the third quarter, Tularosa gets on the board for the first time this game. It is 25-6 in favor of the Eunice Cardinals. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal football on the Nolmark Broadcast Network. We want to make sure that we shout out our station, Kicks 103. We appreciate you guys. You can also hear this on the Eunice Sports YouTube page or HobbsAmerica.com by clicking on the Cardinal. Those sponsors, Parker Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, IPS, Lasco Construction, Albertsons Market, and R360 that are bringing this broadcast to you. So thank you guys. Eunice has given up 6 points here. We'll see what happens.
I mean, normally we give those 6 points up in the first quarter, and we've held them this long, so it's a positive note on the defensive side.
And we talked about that going into the first half right there at the end. Didn't want to jinx anybody, but we said, we've given up 6 points in the first quarter every single game this year, so it was like, ooh, we've made it this far without giving up 6.
I concur. So, now we'll go in there, step it up again, because defense looked a little bit upset with themselves on that last play.
So here goes Tularosa. I would look for some sort of poocher or something right here. We'll see what happens.
We got somebody running on the field for Eunice. Got the hands team out there, huh?
Yeah, we're scrambling, trying to get numbers out there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We've got 11 people out. Still a big opening right there. Here comes the onside kick, and it's a good one. Oh, my goodness.
Goes out of bounds.
Woo, luckily for the Cardinals, it skipped right through the hands of about 3 Cardinals and went out of bounds.
All 3 of them touched it, too.
Yes. Yep.
That was a blessing in disguise.
So that ball is going to be out of bounds at, we're going to call it the 44-yard. They're spotting at the 43. Now they moved it back to the 44. So 44-yard line, 4:11 remaining here in the third quarter. Eunice's offense is back on the field.
That's what I'm talking about. We need to be consistent, Coach.
I'd like to see us run some clock and run the ball a little bit here.
I would after we score another touchdown.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. That looks like Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. They snap it. They're going to run Pierce right up the middle. He's got a little room. He's getting going sideways.
Oh, hold on to the ball.
They tried to strip the ball from him. He picks up about 2 maybe
yards.
3 before they drive him
But
backwards.
he ran like 20 yards to pick up 3.
Yeah, he was headed up the middle, and he had some space. He tried to bounce it out to the right, and when he turned and got his body going sideways, they just drove him that way and then backwards.
Like I said, I've only seen one Deion Sanders, man. That's all I got to say.
So they've given 3 yards. It's 2nd and 7. Ball spotted about the 47. Here's the snap. We hand it to Tippett right up the middle. He's bobbing and weaving, and he's going to be real close. Looks like they're going to spot him about a half yard short of the first down.
You see the difference here? He's behind his blockers. And once the blockers hit somebody, then he shoots the hole.
So 3:23 and ticking. Eunice hurries to the line of scrimmage. They're just going to snap it and run that little push play that they run.
And if we go off that spot, I believe it is a first down.
Yeah, the top official over there, his spot gives us an easy first down. The one on this end never spotted, so that ought to be an easy first down. Clock is stopped right now for a spot
My heart is well.
because it'll be third
yep.
down. They're
You
going to
call it
signal first down. So first down, Cardinals, 3:16 remaining here in the third quarter. Take your time, Cardinals, and let the clock run once they set the chains. We're hurrying up. That's just what we do. It's the speed that we play at.
Sometimes speed kills, Coach.
Man, I'm telling you, let that clock run. It's down to 3:10 and ticking. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We're only going to run about 10 seconds off on this play. We throw it out here to the left to Thompson.
good
Thompson
move.
puts a move on somebody.
Another
He breaks
one.
it up the middle. He's to the
Another
30,
one.
the 25, the 20, the 10, 5.
Touchdown.
Ashton Thompson with
Man.
an amazing Deion Sanders-like run. Touchdown, Ashton Thompson. The glasses. He could see the
I'm
field
telling
when
you,
he was
man.
bobbing and weaving.
Well, call him goggles out there, man. He's cutting and weaving out there. Good job.
Yeah, so he, man, a great run there by Thompson. Those spectacles, we want to shout out to whoever got him them spectacles. It had to be part of that Nick Thompson
We're going to
family.
send the whole team next week.
I'm telling you, we'll get them all some glasses if it makes them do that kind of stuff. 2:52 remaining here in the third. Eunice gets on the board again. It's 31-6.
And we're going for 1.
So we're lined up, going to try
Extra
the extra point. We've blocked a couple. We've struggled back here. Let's see what happens. We
again-
blocked this one. So I guess we're just bound and determined, by golly, that we're going to kick one of them dang things, and we don't
got
care.
1 in the first quarter.
Yeah, we did.
It was
You're
beautiful.
right.
Good snap, good hold, nice height, nice distance.
Yeah, we
distance.
kicked that one, and then all the rest of them we've kicked right to the other team or we fumbled.
Yeah, I concur. But on a positive note, the offensive is moving right now, trucking along. And what else can I say?
I think that's pretty good stuff. So with 2:52 remaining here in the third, it's 31-6. Eunice is in the lead. The voice is back. I hear it. And and they're going to fire these Wildcats up and get them going.
Where is this
I don't know,
person at?
but that's a voice for sure.
But she doesn't give up. She has the heart.
Oh man,
Motivate her kids.
Yes, absolutely. She's going to play or
And
cheer until the
I haven't
till the
heard her
horn.
say anything negative. So
Oh no, it's all come
it's
on,
all
boys,
positive,
and
yes.
get up and let's go, and that
that's
kind
the
of
kind
stuff.
of cheering
So
you want.
yeah, for sure.
There you go.
I'm telling you. Man, somebody else joined
Yeah.
with her. That sounded like the younger version.
Sounds like his daughter.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, so 2:52 remain here in the third. It's 31-6. Eunice going to kick off from this left hash. Tularosa lined up over all their
kick
people
it
are on
over
that
to the
far
10.
side. Yeah, me too. I was looking at that.
Just
thinking,
hook it.
Yep, just a little soccer hook. We just boot it right over down into the corner. They
With
take
his
it at
hands.
about the 10-yard line. Eunice in there
There it
trying
is.
to get close the gap,
Good
and they
hit
do.
by Kevin.
Yep.
Kevin hit him real low, and he just tripped him over. That's a good job.
And number 81 gets in there on that. I want to make
For
sure.
Eunice?
Jacob Ortega. So
Jacob
that's
Ortega.
little Ortega getting in on that.
And he's on the
247.
hands team when we receive the ball.
Yeah, so Tularosa takes over 1st and 10. Ball spotted about, I'll call it the 36-yard line. That sun's starting to creep through the backside of us over here, and it's right on my back. So
You
I
on
may
fire?
have to turn the hood or take the hoodie off here in a minute.
You do have a shirt, right?
Yeah, I got to.
Want to make sure. I want to.
It's one of those
Beat the
tight ones
girls
that's
off.
got the string on it, and it says like Hulkamania across the front. But I'm going to dress like Billy Caperton when I'm up here. I'll have like a different color sock on each foot. All right, so here goes Tularosa, 1st and 10. They hand it straight up the middle. Eunice hits them in the backfield. I think that was Trevino.
Yeah, I just missed him.
And then the rest of the Cardinals pile in, but he falls forward for about maybe 3 yards. 2:35 and ticking.
I like it when they have good gang tackle out there, man.
Yes.
That's our fundamentals, man. Gang tackle stops anybody.
So the ball spotted, we'll call it the 39-yard line. It's 2nd, and we'll call it 7. Clock is ticking, 2:20. Tularosa never gets in any big hurry, even when they're trailing like this. They just kind of stroll up there to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the extra points. I got a little tip here. Somebody said he needs to go under the ball when he kicks it.
Yep, I concur. They throw it out to the right side, and a good play there by Garcia. And as much as I give him a hard time when he gets beat, right there he was right where he needed to be and made a great play on the ball to knock that ball to the ground.
Poor guy, he's coming the two fastest guys on the field of the opposing team.
Yeah.
He has his work cut out tonight.
And that, especially that other one, I'm not sure about that, but that other one that he's usually on,
Number 3,
that
Mathis.
kid has got some wheels. I mean, he can
And
flat out
he's just
run.
a little shorter than Kevin.
I mean, when this game's over, I may go down there and ask him for us to run me a quick race right quick. Not against me, but against somebody, because I'm too dang old for that. But no, the kid can run.
He can run, man. He got some wheels.
2:04 remaining in the third. It's 31-6. Eunice in the lead. Tularosa strolls up to the line of scrimmage after the incomplete pass.
no
It's
hurry.
3rd and 7. They are in no hurry whatsoever. They pitch it back. It's
Oh,
a
so
halfback pass, and they've got a man open. Oh my goodness! He catches the ball, and luckily for Garcia, he couldn't get his feet, and then but he still picks up a huge gain.
A huge gain. And once again, we go to that trick play.
Yeah, and you were just, I was just talking about what a great job Garcia did. That time he got toasted.
Every time we say something good about our players,
We jinx them.
I've seen that in volleyball. You do that to Bar Chloe.
Man, under 2 minutes and ticking here. It's down to 153, 152. Eunice back on their heels on defense here. Ball spotted just inside the 30-yard line. We'll call it the 29. Tularosa comes to the line of scrimmage in a pretty tight formation. Quarterback under center, one wide to the left. They're going to pitch it out here to the right side. This is that play they scored big on earlier. Eunice hits him in the backfield. That was Brady Colburn that hit him probably 4 yards deep. Couldn't wrap him up. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Might have even picked up a yard. Yeah, he picked up about 1.
54, number 9 tackle. That's Tippett and
Teague. Yep, Tippett and Teague. A little
Tippett
TT. T&T action right there. That's better than TT. 2nd and 9. Ball spotted. Looks like about the 28. 1:03 and ticking. It's down to 1 minute.
Down to 1 minute, huh?
Here in the third.
I'm telling you.
That's where we need to be. So 53 seconds and ticking. One wide left, one wide right. I formation in the backfield. They hand it straight up the middle. And the Cardinals are there. He's plowing ahead. He's going to pick up about 2, maybe 3.
And he has that lead blocker, that one from, what'd you say it was
From Clovis.
From Clovis.
Yeah, we've got that offensive lineman from Clovis, or at least he's got a Clovis helmet, or maybe it's a Santa Rosa helmet.
It could be Santa Rosa.
Yeah, Santa Rosa, I think those are Wildcats too, aren't they? Clovis Wildcats, Santa Rosa Wildcats, Tularosa Wildcats, bunch of dang Wildcats.
And we're the only Cardinals, huh?
Yeah, and Wildcats and Cardinals don't mix. I mean, just look at, what is that, Sylvester and Tweedy? I mean, one receiver left, one to the right. I formation of backfield. They're looking pass to the left the whole way. They've got a man out there. Oh, my goodness.
And
we're
no
going to
flag.
get
No flag.
Wee.
That
Tularosa faithful ain't happy.
I think the reason they didn't throw a flag was because the ball was uncatchable.
Man, I got to say, I always tell you, I tell it like I see it. I'm pretty dang sure that was pass interference, but we'll take the no call. So
I thought you said you were from Eunice.
I am. The Tularosa fans are not happy.
No, they're not happy.
I'd like to get out of here alive, and I think they're going to kill somebody about right now. That definitely looked like a pass interference call. The coaches, he called a timeout to go out there and chew some white hat. Look at him. He is giving it to the white hat. This looks like some baseball stuff. He's going to kick some dirt on him in a minute and chest bump him. There he goes. He almost got the chest bump. He is not happy with this call, just like he wasn't happy about us coming up here to get in the press box.
He wasn't, was he? He was not happy.
So the officiating crew is going to go out there and talk about it now after the little tail chewing they got in the center of the field. 7 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. It's 31-6, Eunice in the lead, and we got a timeout on the field.
And it's 4th down, and they're on the what?
It's 4th and about 7. Ball spotted about the 26-yard line.
I cannot see those lines over there, man.
Yeah, they're not very dark. Looks like they painted them back in the summer when the entire field was green. But just like the horizon out here where all these trees have started to turn yellow, their field turned yellow too, but they still got some evergreen parts out there in the middle. And so that it almost looks like that camo that they have in like the Air Force now that has that shade. And so, anyway, those lines are camoed in there.
Blend in, don't they?
Yes, yes. The Tularosa crowd just got noisy all of a sudden. They're ready for some football. They're coming out of the timeout. Eunice, they don't take timeouts. They're still standing out there on the field.
They're ready to go 24/7.
Ready. I'm telling you. They'll call a minute timeout, and they take about 10 seconds of it, and they're back out there.
Let's go.
Yep. So here comes Tularosa to the line of scrimmage. This is a big play in this game. It's 4th and about 7. They've got the speedster. He's the inside receiver on this side. They got one split wide to the left. They're going to throw the halfback pass. They're going to try to throw it back to on the other side. It's intercepted by Zeke Benton. He's to the 10. If he can put a move on this guy,
he burned him already.
He's down the sideline.
Get it, son.
As long as there's no flags, I
block.
think he's going to maybe go.
All
no,
the way
he
to
steps
30.
out of bounds. He said, I'm tired. I'll just run out of bounds. He's signaling for the Eunice crowd to get noisy.
Crazy in there. They're getting crazy out there a little bit.
Woo.
Man, that was beautiful. And you see how the defense became blockers right away?
Yes.
Blocked him a good line all the way up to that. Good job.
So Zeke Benton intercepts the ball right near the goal line.
Got the 1 yard
runs
line.
it all the way back 70 yards to the other 30. And that is the end of the third quarter with the Cardinals leading 31-6 and the football on the 30 driving. We'll send it back to the station for 30 seconds and a word from our sponsors.
Man, that was great.
You're clear.
All right.
That was a good job on that young man.
Those of you listening to the broadcast, the stream, we want to shout out to Parker Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, IPS, Lasco Construction, Albertsons Market, and R360. Thank you, guys.
R360.
You got 5.
All right.
2, 1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the New Mexico Activities Association 2A State Football Semifinals here in Tularosa, New Mexico, as the number 2 ranked undefeated Tularosa Wildcats are hosting the number 3 ranked multiple-time defending state champion Eunice Cardinals. Eunice leads 31-6. We're getting ready to start the fourth quarter. Eunice has the football on the 30-yard line in Wildcat country, and they are looking to the sideline for the call as we are ready to go.
And they have the ball right now after a big interception by number 10 for the Eunice Cardinals there.
Zeke Benton.
Zeke Benton.
3 receivers way out wide to the right, one out here, to the left, one out here to the right. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. They're going to fake the handoff. And Pierce, did he fumble?
It
Looked like he fumbled. Maybe the ball bounced right back up to his hands. Man, that is one thing that we just don't do very good is control that dang football. It scares the heck out of me.
The thing is, at this point, to me, sometimes the defense does a great job and our offense kind of hesitates a little bit sometimes.
11:35 and counting. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson, Tippett in the backfield. Run that clock if we're going to run it. It's never been a better time. He's got pressure all over him. He rolled out of it. He's looking down the field. Just tuck it and run. Put the ball up in your armpit. Get it stinky.
Oh,
he got hit from behind by a little fella that leveled him.
It dropped him like nothing.
Man. Yeah, he looked like Anderson Silva hitting some folks back in the day where he just folded them up and they'd sit there looking around like, what just happened to me? Forrest Griffin, he just run out of the octagon like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. On that note, I'll give Angel Orozco a shout-out, man. He's a faithful listener, man.
Man, he picked up a first down there. You know what? I just got a message from Houston Harvey saying Santa Rosa's the Lions, not the Wildcats. They're all kind of the same. They run it over to the left side. Kevin Garcia, he's going to pick up about a yard. 10:55 and ticking. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Ball spotted about the 20.
Man, that Kevin's on the field a lot. He's everywhere.
He is. He sure
has some
is.
Good stamina.
Man, shout out to the Harvey family. Houston, my main man, Block A. a.k.a. Kelly. He was both those young men were great athletes here at Eunice, did some great things for the Eunice Cardinals back in their day. Their man Mike, the daddy Mike, was he was a legend in his day for sure for the Eunice Cardinals in just about everything. I've seen some pictures of him when he was playing hoops back in the day.
He is a great man.
Oh, man, just an outstanding guy. And those shorts that he wore back in like the 60s and 70s, I mean, shoot, they were tight. And if you've ever seen
he
Mike.
He would be arrested nowadays from wearing those.
Yes, he would got in trouble because they definitely showed some skin and some legs. So,
and their mom, she was a great woman as well.
Oh, man,
she
amazing.
was a beautiful woman.
Yes, great lady. Shout out to her up in heaven watching above, and I guarantee you she's screaming louder than the lady is over here for the Wildcats. She's doing that same thing for the Cardinals. So shout out to Miss Harvey and all the Harvey clan. We appreciate you guys listening. So Eunice heads back to the line of scrimmage. It's second down. We'll call it 9. Ball spotted just inside the 20. We'll call it the 19. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. Everybody set, the whistles blow, and here we go. Here's the snap. They're going to throw it across the middle.
It is all money.
Benton, and he catches it, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Zeke Benton.
No, we got
and
a
now
flag.
we got a flag on Zeke because he spins it around and thinks he's in the NFL, and he can.
It should have offset on both of them because
the kid from the other team slapped the ball in his hands first.
And it was slapping more at his hands than at the ball, and Zeke walked away but spun the ball, so I think the flags are going to offset.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. It's another touchdown for the Cardinals, and the flags came in way late, so I'm assuming, and you know what they say about that, but I'm assuming that this touchdown will count.
And they're required. Come on, man.
So let's see what happens. I'm waiting on him. He's trying.
Looks like the touchdown will be good, but let's see what the penalty is.
So the touchdown they're saying is going to be good. They never signaled exactly what's happening. They're telling the coach over here.
Now he's going to run back to the Eunice coach, right? I love this announcer.
Yeah, he's like us. Yeah. He says what he thinks over here, but it's over the PA where everybody in the.
That's on Sportsmanlike on Eunice, right? Is that what that means?
Yep. So unsportsmanlike on Eunice, there's absolutely no call the other way. And as I said earlier, I call it like it is. When we were pass interference a while ago, I thought we passed interference. That time, the young man from Tularosa, Benton caught the ball. They landed on the ground in the end zone for the touchdown. When he stood up, the young man from Tularosa slapped at the ball, trying to slap it out of his hands. He held on to it. You could tell the two of them had some words, and then Benton spun the ball around like he was trying to, spin it up on the end, and they called the flag on Benton and not the other way. Not that Benton should have done that, but the other young man slapped at the ball after the touchdown was already good, trying to knock it out of his hands.
But when the young man was slapping at the ball, he was hitting most of his hand. And I think that's kind of irritated Benton.
Yeah, I think so too. But we also know that Benton can be a little fiery out there on the field. 10:33 remaining here in the game. 37-6. Eunice is going to go for 2. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pierce rolling right the whole way. He's looking into the end zone.
Nice little
he
floater.
Floats it to the back, and there's a flag.
Offensive passing. He pushed off.
Offensive push-off, maybe. So
they don't count either way.
37-6. Eunice in the lead. We got flags, and the officials are having a conference again. So I wait and see what the signal is. I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of pass interference. Oh, it's a ineligible man downfield. So somebody from Eunice, I guess, one of them linemen ran the post pattern, trying to get open, want to get his name on the newspaper tomorrow.
I'm open, Coach. I'm open.
He was trying to see if the Hobbs News Sun could get him in that athlete spotlight when the lineman runs the go or the post pattern on that play, and unfortunately for the Cardinals, they don't let you do that. So it's 37-6. Eunice in the lead. 10:33 remain here in the game. Eunice in position. It's still not over. Still a lot of football. Don't want to jinx anybody, but I say it.
Don't say it.
Eunice in position to upset, on paper, the undefeated number 2 seeded Tularosa Wildcats right here in Tularosa today.
On that note, did Tatum win last night, or did they play today?
They did. Tatum won the state championship yesterday in overtime over Melrose. I have one question, and I don't mean this disrespectful, so everybody out there is probably going, "Oh no, here he goes." But I was looking at Tularosa or at Tatum's picture after they won the championship, and they had like 30 guys on their team.
I think
They're
it's-
in our district in every other sport, but yet they play the small man football, and they got as many people as I guarantee you they got more players on their team than Loving.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
And
So you're
and
trying to
they're
say we need to go to?
well, maybe I don't know. Who decides that? How do you just say, hey, you know what? I don't want to play with them 11-men guys, them big guys anymore. I'm going to go down there and play. And I'm not disrespecting. I've watched some of that stuff. It is a runner's game, and you got to be in some amazing shape to do it. I'm just wondering who decides what you play. Do you just decide, you know what? I think we want to play 8 because they got a bunch of kids, and I'm proud of them. State champs. I think that's awesome. My old school back in Arkansas recently went down to that, and I've watched them. They play the same, but they did it because they didn't have the kids to play anymore. I saw Tatum's picture yesterday after they won state, and I'm like, man, that's a bunch of kids.
That's a lot of kids.
So, but congratulations to them. I think it's awesome. Not disrespecting them. I'm just wondering, honestly, how do you decide who decides what division you're in? Here comes the kickoff from the Cardinals.
Get that, Eunice.
It bounces up into the air. They had a chance to get it.
I say they get that, Eunice. But every time we do that, we tend not to run as fast as we need to. On the Eunice side, but I don't know.
And understand there that we had the 15-yard penalty marked off on the kickoff, so we kicked it from way back there. So even with that decent little kick there, a little pooch kick, but they don't make any progress on it, they're going to start off with the ball at the 48-yard line in Eunice territory.
Right. And all game he's been hitting pooch kicks, so everybody's moved up. And that kid has a leg. He can kick it at least to the 10.
I want to shout out to some sponsors, R360, Albertsons Market, Lasco Construction, IPS, Redbird Gas, City of Eunice. Thank you guys for all you do. Eunice Public Schools, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, Cardinal Hardware, Parker Energy. Here comes Tularosa to the line of scrimmage. They're ready. 1st and 10. They pitch it out here to this left side. This is the play that got them a big gain earlier for a touchdown. They're getting big right gain again. Ovi Ontiveros comes in from behind and takes him down, but not before he picks up about 15.
Yeah, Obi jumped on his shoulder, struggled a little bit, and little 24 and little 1 jumped in and took him down.
You know, you could tell O was trying to, strip the football there.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah.
I was wondering, was he trying
and in the meantime, the kid kept on running for about another 4 or 5 yards.
But they did a good job, little gang tackle there.
So 10-10. In police work, that meant you were about to go eat something, so I'd say I'll be 10-10 for a little din-din. And isn't counting here in this game. It's down to 10 minutes, 37-6. Eunice in the lead. Tularosa in a tight formation. The speedsters over here with those green soccer shoes. They snap it back, hand it off right up the middle. Ovi gets in there and gets a hold of him along with a couple others. Look like Brandon Trevino.
And
Colburn comes out of that pile shoot. Big Granados comes out of there, and Leo comes out of it as well. 9:40 and ticking. It's second. He picks up about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. They've spotted it at the 30.
You got Julius coming in out of
Julius Woods comes into the game. Brady Colburn runs over for a quick sip of water. That sip of water be brought to you by Eunice Pump and Supply. They can help you out with your sips of water when you need a timeout. Run on down to Eunice Pump and Supply. They'll help you out. 2nd and 8, ball spotted at the 30. 1 receiver wide right, 1 wide to the left. Speedsters over on this side. They hand it straight up the middle.
For it, man.
Ortega is right there. I think he made the first contact.
The initial contact.
Then you've got Leo. You've also got Granados.
And Julius came off that
and
pile,
Julius Woods gets in the middle of it.
He ran to a whole lot of people there, huh?
So he might have picked up 6 inches.
And he came back limping.
Yes. He limps back to the huddle. Tularosa doesn't take quite as long in the huddle this time. The clock is ticking, 8:40 and ticking. 1 wide to the right, 1 out here wide to the left, and this is the speedster. If they're going to pass it, this is where they like to throw it to. They fake the hand and then come around the end. Got a little space, and he tripped over the 30 that's drawn there in the grass. That 30,
Is that what he fell
it's
over?
a ghost 30. It jumped up out of the grass and grabbed him by the shoelaces. He was rumbling, stumbling, and fell down. That 30 tripped him up.
But 33 was closing the gap. Trevino was closing the gap on that.
33 scared him, but that 30 drawn on the field right there grabbed his shoelaces and took him down.
You don't like that 30-30, huh?
8:05 and ticking. It's 37-6. He had some space, and he was headed down the field, and he just tripped right over that number.
That's the first time they've done a quarterback keeper on us.
I've got a final here. Lovington with a nail biter, 14-7. They get the win and move on.
Over who?
14-7 over Silver City.
Congratulations, Levinson.
Tularosa headed back to the line of scrimmage. This is a big 4th down. It's 4th and 5. They're looking pass the whole way. There's the speedster.
Oh,
and
he's sacked.
Ovi and Julius Woods make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of the Tularosa quarterback. They slam him together like a sandwich and throw him to the ground. Huge loss and a huge loss of downs for Tularosa.
Nice, man. That was nice. They came into that line and took care of business. Man.
That was impressive for sure.
I looked away. I thought the ball was in the air.
I did.
It was like, that's the first sack of the game.
So I got a message here saying that Tatum is supposed to be going to 11-man football next year because their numbers are up. So anyway, appreciate my Uncle Kenny for letting me know that. He said that's what he was told.
He's a good neighbor. You know that?
Yeah, and you know what? I missed a Harvey a while ago, and I got this from another person out there listening. I appreciate you guys. I missed Lance Harvey. He's another good one of those Harveys. They had a player running onto the field at the end.
Eunice.
They throw it down the field. They got Gio Ciccone to the 20. He catches it 10-5 touchdown. Gio!
Where did he come from?
Oh, with a touchdown.
Where did he come from?
I don't know. I'm not sure where he came from, but it's a touchdown.
I thought I seen him at the concession stand a minute ago. What's he doing on the field?
Touchdown, Gio.
That guy.
I was looking at my messages,
Sweet,
and I
man.
looked up. We snapped the ball, and they had a man running onto the field after the snap, so I'm looking for a flag.
Tularosa? Okay.
And then the next thing you know, we throw it a bomb down the field by Pierce.
Gio's shocked, man. That boy can run. He got some wheels.
Gio turned on the tires. He must have got those tires at my tire place, dadgummit. Zia Auto Shop, the Whitmire family got him some wheels. Shout out to them. Trips left, 2 to the right. Pierce in the backfield going for 2. He's got a lot of pressure on him. He throws it to Benton.
Oh, that was unnecessary.
And they pick Benton up and slam
him
Benton
down
after he's already scored the 2-point conversion.
That was so unnecessary.
And that is the exact reason why Benton was doing the spin move on the ball a while ago.
Because he's been dominating all day playing his game.
Yeah, they're frustrated with him.
Man, we don't need that.
Yeah, so the Tularosa voice down there is still not happy. I think I heard some negativity out of her mouth that time. That's the first negativity that I've heard, but she's usually been positive. That wasn't so positive. 7:23 remaining here in the game. The touchdown, a huge one. I think that was probably 70 yards.
Gio, man. He was just streaking by with his nice, clean, white uniform, man. With Gio out there.
Going against the Wildcats.
So
Apparently the penalty will be assessed.
So it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Wildcats. So last time we kicked from way back. This time we'll kick from way up.
That's what I'm thinking. Go deep, man.
So sponsors, shout out again, Parker Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, IPS Lasco Construction, Albertsons Market, and R360. Tularosa came into this game undefeated, and right now they're trying to figure out what has happened to them because their undefeated record is down 45-6.
The 6, yes.
The Cardinals have came in here into Wildcat country
and proven a point.
And definitely proven a point. These Cardinals are for real, and when they control the turnover game, they're as good as anybody.
I concur.
No doubt about it.
I'd like to give a shout-out. I have some moment I had to Eddie Montoya, the Montoya family out of Eunice. They're good people, man. I don't know if you went to school with George Montoya.
I did. Yep, I've known the Montoyas for a long time. Good folks out there. Eunice gets ready to kick off. They're going to scoot it all the way up to the 45-yard line in Tularosa.
Keep it out of the end zone. That way the guys can hit somebody.
Yeah, I think I'd pooch it again just because. It seems like we do better with just letting them catch it and fall down than we do having to come down there. Yeah. So here we go. Now we boom it deep. And it's going to skip into the end zone.
That's a smart job on that young man. He was about to catch it.
He decided to let it go. So that'll be a touchback for the Cardinals. 7:23 remaining here in the game. We'll send it back to the station for 30 seconds and a word from our sponsors.
You're clear.
All right. John, I bet we hurry out there this time. Probably just about the time.
You got 10.
All right.
We have a lot of
good.
subs in there, so I have to start saying their names. So 23,
Yes.
50. That's Kyle, huh? 50.
2, 1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Tularosa, New Mexico, where the number 2 seeded Tularosa Wildcats, who are undefeated, are hosting the number 3 ranked Eunice Cardinals in the semifinals of the NMAA State Championship football game. Tularosa trails 45-6. They've got the ball 1st and 10. They're throwing it the whole way.
That's how you.
Oh, my
Kevin.
goodness. Kevin Garcia had a ball hit him in the hands. And
He got hit hard when
and then he
tried to
got
catch
plowed
it.
over. So, one of them things. Should have had interception. He didn't quite get the interception. The Dudley family's listening, so we appreciate you guys listening back there. Chuck Dudley, Selena Dudley, thank you guys. And Brett Parker saying he appreciates us, so we appreciate you, Brett,
Yes,
even
thank
if
you,
you're sitting
Mr.
at the
Brett.
lake catching crappie. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun. He's looking past the whole
Get
way.
him, Kyle, get him.
He's got some pressure coming after him. Now he's going to tuck and run, and Eunice is going to get in there, and then there's a flag at the end.
Jonathan made that tackle, but Kevin was chasing, not Kevin, Kyle, right? Number 60?
Uh-huh. Number 60.
Kyle Teague.
It's Kyle Teague. Kyle Teague getting in there,
Pushed him out of that pocket.
telling his brother, I'm not going to let you get anything on
Face
me,
mask.
but we got a hold of a face mask. So they're going to scoot that back.
What?
So,
That's okay.
So anyway, that's going to give them a 1st down. That'll be a big pickup there for Tularosa on the
Not just that, it stops the clock.
yes, definitely not a good thing. So I got Kennedy McCallop sending a shout out to her, and Evan, he's a former Eunice Cardinal that was part of some big time teams here in Eunice. So and their father-in-law, they're all listening. We appreciate you guys. So Penny Parker, appreciate you guys out there listening. Like I said, starting to get a lot of messages from folks. We appreciate you guys listening. Eunice leads 45-6, 5:35 and ticking. Tularosa has the ball. Ball spotted about the 37-yard line. Tularosa comes to the line of scrimmage. 1 wide right, 1 wide left. They're in that pistol formation. The speedster's on that far side. He's got the green shoes. They're looking his direction.
Oh, he hesitated. Oh, what was
Oh,
going
they
on there?
had him in the backfield. Now they throw it down the field. Oh, and we pick it off.
Was out of
That's
bounds.
high in Castro, but he picks it off out of bounds.
That kid's a magnet to the ball. You know that? That's the 2nd interception, but
You know, and,
Out of
and he's a
bounds.
freshman.
Yeah.
You know, that's
and
that's
he
the
plays
thing.
quarterback too.
Yes. With these young, we've got some youngsters. The future is definitely promising. We're going to lose some guys. There's no doubt about it. But that 8th grade junior high group this year is really tough.
Really tough.
There's some pretty good 7th graders. And then, as we just mentioned, that 5th and 6th grade group won the little Super Bowl over in that West Texas Premier League thing over there that they play in. The future is bright for the Eunice Cardinals. They reload every year. So
Yeah, they do.
4:30 and ticking. Tularosa now going to take a timeout, and we'll keep it here.
They're going to drag this game out, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They sure are. They're going to take a timeout here. It's 2nd and 10. Ball spotted about the 37-yard line. Tularosa takes a timeout. Want to once again make sure we shout out to some folks. We mentioned Mason Caperton earlier. He's always listening to our games. We appreciate Mason. He's down there playing baseball at New Mexico State University. We appreciate you guys for sure. David Gallegos, just got a message from David Gallegos telling that the Gallegos family is listening. We appreciate David and all that he does. He's part of that Eunice Public Schools school board, and we appreciate him. Appreciate all the help that he gives us, and
Not just that,
whatnot.
all he does for the state as well, because he's
Yeah,
a senator. as
senator.
well.
Yes, he is. So,
Thank you for that, David.
yeah, so we appreciate you guys listening. Thank you guys. Tularosa didn't use much time on that timeout. They're hurrying back to the line of scrimmage. 4:32. I got a message from a good Eunice supporter saying, tell Jow to pack their lunch. We're coming to Jow to see them. 4:32, 45-6. They're looking past the whole way. They're going to throw it down the field. They've got that speedster open.
Oh,
and
good job,
the ball goes in his hands. Little Woods.
Stripped it out of hands because he caught it and he came into the backside and popped it out.
Elgin Woods
Elgin.
gets a hand in there and knocks the ball out of the speedster's hands, and I thought he had it and was definitely going to be running deep, but Woods gets in there and knocks that ball to the ground.
And they're about the same height. There was stride for stride.
A lot of different people coming onto the field. I see here number 2.
That's Gomez.
Number 2's Angel Gomez. Who's the other one? Is that 30?
30, that's
or
his brother, ain't
38?
it?
30 is Jose Gomez. So that's Gomez and Gomez
And you
Law
have
Firm.
31 out there, Gomez, too, for strong
There's
safety.
another Gomez. So Gomez, and Gomez.
Gomez.
For all your legal needs, call Gomez Law Firm right there. They are in the game. They're going to see if they can't slow this Wildcat team down. 3rd and 10. They're looking past the whole way. You know that the little speedster is as much as he does when he takes off running. I don't know what he was doing right there. He's just jogging
like
down
a
the
little
field.
decoy.
Yeah.
You can see that on the effort when they go out there. When the ball's not coming to him, you can see it as the game develops.
So because of the, Eunice is up by 39, that clock is ticking. It's to 3:15 and ticking. Tularosa they're not even hurrying up. They're at this point, they've just kind of got content with letting the clock run. They're back in their huddle. Here comes number 27. 27 is Isaiah Hernandez. So we'll get him some TV air time here. You see some other folks out there that we need to shout out because we can definitely do it.
We got Jacob out there, 81. Or Jacob Ortega.
Jacob Ortega. Maddox Mata's out there on the defensive end. They're running pass play the whole way this time.
And that's
a
Brecken. What's
23.
His name?
That is
Davius
Brecken. Davius Brecken sacks the quarterback for a big loss.
Did you say that right? It wasn't Van Brecken, right?
No, this is Davius. Last time it was Davius. We kept calling him Van the whole time. Van's his brother, and they're both great young men. I had the honor of helping do some assistant work on the track team last year, and both of them great young men. Van ran hurdles. Davius was a pole vaulter, and they definitely do some good things. Marty Rodriguez just sent me a message saying, shout out to our girls basketball team because they're going to be tough this year.
Yes, they
Marty,
are.
I agree with you. Man, we got some great young ladies out there ready for some hoops. I am ready for hoops. Tularosa comes in. They get up here. 2nd about 15. Ball spotted at the 50. They're in the I formation. They're looking past the whole way. They throw it out here to the speedster.
Okay.
And
Gomez misses the ball.
Gomez had an opportunity at an interception. It goes through his arms. 1:45 and ticking.
I'd like to give a shout out to Freddie Anguiano. He said he's working right now, but he says puros redbirds, which nothing but redbirds.
All right. That sounds good. So
some of these people are crazy, huh?
yeah, we get all kinds of good,
They didn't even
interesting
watch college
messages.
football. They just listen to us, huh?
The Cardinals. I mean,
Cardinal
we're
football,
better
huh?
than Dickie V and all them folks down there. So
Like,
we try.
da-na-na,
Yeah, that's right.
da-na-na.
We try to make it exciting and keep everybody
That Ocho
entertained.
Cinco, huh?
So Tularosa heads back to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted right at midfield, the 50. It's 3rd down and about 15. 3 receivers over here to the left. They look like they're in the lunch line going to first grade lunch. And they're going to run it straight up the middle. They've got a big gap right there, and they're going to pick up the 1st down.
It was a gang tackle right there. We had everybody on that tackle. We had Woods, Isaiah. He's getting up slow, isn't he?
Who was slow getting
61. Nah, it was a Hawkins 25.
up? Who is 61? That's Manuel Goitia? How do you say that? You probably rolled your tongue a little better than me.
Gotia.
So he was in there making some plays. Kyle Teague comes back onto the field. Looks like Boyd is out there. There's the crowd, the announcer saying good luck to the Cardinals in the championship game. Eunice will be traveling to Jal. They throw it long here.
There's his interception.
And and they
Come on, he good for the
bulldog
neck.
him.
Let go of his neck, young man. You don't need to do that.
They bulldog him, and little Gomez, they're not happy about getting
No.
bulldogged. And
That's
they're
a hard. Why did he do that, Tag? Poor kid.
So Eunice is going to win here. They're going to move on to the state championship game.
Well
It's
earned.
going to be a Lee County versus Lee County. Jal versus Eunice. 2 teams out of the same district with a ton of historical respect and whatnot. Very, very excited to see a Eunice versus Jal state championship. I don't know the last time that happened. I've had several people asking me. I'll do some research between now and then to see if I can get some numbers. The last game was a 2-point game with Jal winning by 2 points, and Eunice having an opportunity right there at the end, going for 2. Didn't quite get it. I think it's got all the makings of a great game. This one will be down in Jal. I'm excited.
I'm excited and nervous, and I probably won't go to work all week. So I'm looking forward to the game. I mean, tonight, Eunice looked perfect, superb. I mean, beautiful, you can say. We just need to keep moving that over to Jal.
You know, last week I told some people that that's the best I've seen them look all week. And the game was clean. They did a lot of good things. Today here, I think, you know, consider this was an undefeated football team playing at home, and they came over here and just ran them out of their own
and
field.
this is not down the street, man. It's a 5-hour drive on the bus.
Yes, yes.
And the field is a decent field, but these guys are used to playing on turf.
Yeah. So the Eunice Cardinals are moving to the championship game. I had somebody tell me the other day, and I don't have it all in front of me, but that it was, I think, 8 years in a row that Eunice has played in the championship game, because under Ken Stevens and then before that under Aldridge, they made it to the championship and lost in the championship, and then they've won, you know, whether you call it 4 or 3, whatever you want to call it, in a row. But it's been a long run of championship games. That was before that. Shout out to Pastor Stu and everybody down there at their church. We appreciate you guys. Said they're listening from their men's retreat. And so
thank you for that.
Once again, shout out to the Fulfers. They just sent a message saying congratulations and safe travels to everyone. We appreciate you folks listening. We want to thank the NMAA and Tularosa for allowing us to broadcast here. Next week, I know for a fact that we've been denied video rights. They had already told me that before, so we will not get to video next week. We will have the audio, and I'm not sure whether we'll do that or whether it'll be TJ and Don. I'm not sure, not for sure yet. At this point, either way is fine with me. But we will not have the video rights next week. NFHS has said they are keeping those rights and not selling them to us. And so, anyway, we appreciate everyone. We want to appreciate our sponsors, Parker Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, IPS, Lasco Constructions, Albertsons Market, and R360. Anything? Any thoughts?
I just want to say thank you to our cameraman. Doing a great job all year. I know you got a couple people dizzy, but you came through when you needed to count. So, other than that, thank you to the sponsors. Give us the opportunity to come up here and do our thing, if that makes sense. And the Cardinals looking great right now. Hopefully they can go into job, fly down there, and come back with the victory.
So thank you to EB and Tiff back at the station. We've also got some new folks, so we appreciate you guys. Thanks to Aaron and TJ for your leadership making this happen. Thanks to those sponsors. Once again, we couldn't bring this broadcast without you. So for Rosendo Caballero, Charlie Fairbrush, and the crew, I'm Jimmy Jones saying goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. We'll hear from you next week as Eunice faces Jal in the state championship game in Jal. Goodbye and so long.
Good night.
You're clear.